Mark Zuckerberg, whenever he's in interviews, he always seems off. Not because he's awkward. I don't think he's awkward. He's just like different. So there's this one interview and they asked him to take off his hoodie. And he was like, no, I can't take it off.
Platform and this weird symbol in the middle that is probably for the Illuminati.
Bro, what is going on? Today, we're going to be watching the videos that expose TikTok's darkest secrets. You are not going to be the same after watching these videos, and I suggest you stay till the end because it got crazy. What's scarier than the TikToks we're about to watch today is the fact that 75% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
They say this was an accident, but when a military plant blows up overnight, how is that an accident? I'm confused. Do y'all notice every time something big go down, the people that you're supposed to hear talk the most be the most silent? I be trying to understand, like, why y'all niggas not talking now? This explosion was not just a random accident. I don't care what they talking about. Look at this shit. This happened at the Accurate Energetic System, a plant that happens to make explosives for the U.S. military, y'all. Now, multiple people is presumed unalive, and 19 other people is missing. They said this blast was so powerful that first responders couldn't even go into the building. That's crazy, fool. And here's where it get weird, y'all. They said a secondary explosion went off long after the first one, like it was something in there they didn't want to get found. So they're calling it a workplace accident. So why do they have the ATF there and all these other law enforcement there locking down the area? You ask me, if this was just a factory fire like they say, it wouldn't feel this controlled or wouldn't feel this quiet. Sometimes it's not about what they tell you happened. It's about what they'll never admit that really happened. Let me know how y'all feel about this down below in the comments. If you got ramen noodles in your house, throw them junks in the garbage right now. I understand them junks cheap and they only take like 5 minutes to cook. But bruh, I'm telling you, throw them away. They out here unaliving people, y'all. Especially kids. If you got kids, you got little brothers, little sisters, tell them to stay away from the ramen. Tell your father, tell your mother, tell your cousin, tell your granny, tell anybody that love ramen to pick them junks away. Don't even pick them up no more. Don't buy them. They said it's an illness going around that's linked to ramen noodles. They don't know what kind, what flavor. They just said ramen noodles. The shit's so severe, it can unalive you. It said it start when you start feeling hella sharp.
Why do all good things gotta come to an end? They do say all good things come to an end, so I guess it's time to wrap it up. For me, you know, this was never really my go-to. My go-to is always the little Kraft mac and cheese box, but you know, as you guys know from the other video, that's cooked too. Everything we ate growing up is just coming to an end because they just want to keep putting bad stuff in our food to take us out. But you know, it was good while it lasted.
There's this video. It was security camera footage of a security guard at a hospital. He saw these two kids. They're sitting at the waiting area, right?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, they look cute. He came back with balloons for the kids.
Okay.
The two kids like sitting on the waiting area. So he came back with the two balloons, and I'm gonna show you the footage of what happens to the kids. So boom, he brings the balloons to them.
Okay.
You see the kids, right?
Wait, what do you mean you see the kids?
There was no kids at all. There's not kids at all. And you can see the balloons following him.
Yeah.
Because he sees the kids bring the balloons to him and he's talking to them.
Like hallucinating?
He's seeing spirits.
Oh, he's
seeing children with the balloons and walking back with him.
Why is he talking to them?
And he was talking to them as if they're there still.
Oh my god.
Because he came and brought the balloons for them, but there was no kids at all.
Holy fuck, fam. Nah, that's insane. Yeah, it would make sense in a hospital.
And then the theory was that the kids know that they're spirits, but they wanted balloons so they can prove that they're still there.
So this 20-year-old kid ate a little bit of pasta, and 10 hours later, he died of liver failure from it. This is what happened. So the kid's name was AJ, and he was doing kind of a meal prep type of thing. He would cook all the pasta, a big batch of it. He would separate it out into different dishes, and then when it was time to eat it, he would put it in the microwave, heat it up, add his sauce, and he's ready to go. The problem is, instead of putting it in the refrigerator, he would just leave it on the counter for the week. Now, leaving it on the counter allowed bacteria to grow, and a lot of people think, okay, well, once it's sitting out there, a lot of times you're just like, oh, well, just heat it up, it'll kill the bacteria. Well, not in this case. See, this is a very common thing that occurs when people call it basically the fried rice syndrome, and it's basically this specific type of bacteria that causes diarrhea, vomiting, and all sorts of stuff that occurs from the bacteria, the specific type of bacteria that grows when you leave food such as rice or pasta at room temperature for an extended period of time. And in some instances, it can be deadly. And in his case, it was the deadly kind. So he ate the pasta, went outside to play some sports, and
this one kind of scared me at first because I thought he was taking care of his food properly, but then he said he left it out on the counter. Like, you can't leave food on the counter for a week and then eat it thinking that everything's gonna be fine, especially if you're putting it in the microwave. You know, let this be a lesson. Do not leave your food out and then try to eat it, because no meal is worth losing your life. The meal is literally to keep you alive. So I feel like that contradicts the whole point of even eating. So
Did you see the thing that's happening in Australia though?
Nah.
Because the video hit like 24 million and everybody's trying to like, it's like that Serbian dancing video.
Yeah.
So it's called I think it was called the Australian Zombie Lady. So these two girls go to Melbourne, I think, and they pass through a McDonald's, and one of them locks the door, and then the other girl's like, yo, what the f are you locking the door for? And then the girl's like, yo, look to your left. It's like a pale like grandma with black eyes trying to break into the door.
Oh.
I'll show you the video, hold on. Because the girls were like, they posted it on TikTok, got 20 million views, and now everybody is trying to go to Melbourne just to try and seek that little person. And everybody thought that it was their friend doing makeup, but it's not. Hold on, look.
Oh my god, see how they go. Right. Oh my god, oh my god.
Oh.
It literally looks like a zombie. Yeah, look back at it.
That's a real person?
Yes, that's a real person in the McDonald's drive-thru.
That looks like Halloween Haunt.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Looks like Halloween Haunt where they're getting scared in the car.
And now everybody's saying that around that neighborhood in Melbourne, that she's trying to break into houses now.
Damn.
So like they're trying to
maybe arrest her, yo.
Yeah, I know, that's why. They're trying to
arrest
find
this
her right
girl,
now.
bro.
It's trending news.
Crazy.
For decades now, people have complained that the government can control our minds through our TV screens, and it's always been dismissed as conspiracy until you start to check the patents that we hold. In this U.S. patent 6506148 B2, it is essentially a blueprint for a mind control device. The official title of this patent is the nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields from monitors, and it was granted in 2003. It describes the method of manipulating the human nervous system by creating a sensory resonance in your brain. So how would you actually manipulate the human nervous system from a computer monitor or even your TV? By sending out invisible electromagnetic fields from that TV, from that screen, directly to the viewer in ways that your brain will be able to pick up certain, let's say, subliminal messaging. If you want a movie that is similar to what I'm talking about, but not exactly, it's Josie and the Pussycat Dolls. See, with this method in this patent, it's not about what you can consciously see when you're watching TV or even that computer screen. It's the subliminal frequency. It's the little pulses behind the image. It's invisible to us, but to your brain, it picks it up. But the most chilling part of this patent, they actually stated that you can embed these pulses into the actual program. Let me say it again. It's not the actual separate machine. You can embed it into the TV shows, into the movies, into the news that people are watching. It describes the technology with the capabilities of taking video streams, tweaking it with certain frequencies, and being able to manipulate the emotional and mental state of the viewer, you. This is an active patent that we hold. So that is why it's important to no longer be a passive viewer. You have to be conscious and aware of everything that you are intaking, whether it is TV, on your computer, and let's be real, your cell phone. It's all a part of the programming.
So you're telling me they have every right to just control my brain and there's nothing I can do about it? Yeah, I'm good off that. I'm not gonna lie. I was literally watching this video and I'm sitting here, I'm like, am I being mind controlled right now? Yo.
Do
there was this guy, this researcher, who was researching psychopaths. He decides that he's going to study a bunch of psychopaths, many of whom I think are actually in prison because you have to have committed a criminal act. And then he needs a control group. So the control group is going to be, you're a professor, you've got students, use the students. And he was running out of people to put in the control group. I mean, he even used himself as one of the people. So anyways, running through this control group and having a look at all of the people that are in it. And he notices this person's got no activation when they're going through, and he goes, holy shit, this is the brain of a psychopath in the control group. I found a psychopath in here. I need to go and contact them. It turned out to be him. Turned out to be the professor himself. He discovered that he was a psychopath whilst doing a study on psychopaths. And then he said, actually, you know what? It all makes sense now. Because when people come round to my house and they're eating my food, I think, who the fuck are all of these people in my house eating my food? They interviewed his kids. They asked his kids. And they said, what is it like? You know, is there anything unique about Dad? And he said, well, yeah, Dad, he doesn't smile that much. And he's not very warm. And he's not very loving and blah, blah, blah. But the point being that you can have the biological determinants of being a psychopath and it not manifest. This was a fully functioning guy, but he had essentially the same raw materials as the person that was murdering Joe.
This whole process of cloud seeding and weather manipulation can fully be weaponized. And that's what the conspiracy is that all these big countries like China trying to learn the technology of weather manipulation because you can't prove it's like no, it's just the weather.
It's just random. Oh, that's so sad. We didn't know.
Okay, so I'm on the NOAA.gov site right now. They have a bar that says weather modification project reports, and in that it defines weather modification. So this is, if you're doing weather modification, you are required to report these ways, which means they exist. These aren't theories. This is from .gov. I'll just start with the banger. Using lasers or other sources of electromagnetic radiation, releasing electrically charged or radioactive particles or ions into the atmosphere, releasing aerosols, gas, liquids, weather modification. And the one that I thought was really crazy is it says applying shockwaves, sonic energy sources, or other explosive or acoustic sources to the atmosphere.
It's getting crazy how quickly we just move past things.
There are 2 massive ships headed towards Earth right now. 2. Now, I'ma just say allegedly. This video I'ma show y'all, this guy is pointing out the 2 ships that are apparently coming towards Earth right now. And with all the 3-eye Atlas talk, y'all remember those talks? This shit makes perfect sense. But y'all can watch the video and draw your own conclusion. I'ma put the dude name down below in the comments. Y'all go check his page out. This shit crazy, fool.
There's 2 ships, one after another, coming in. Big ships.
Watch, y'all.
There's one.
Look at this shit.
Here's the ship right here. Here's one tip of the wing. Here's the other tip of the wing. That's the first one. It's your first ship. Right here.
It's supposed to be asteroids, y'all.
This is your structure.
Look at
There's
that.
your other ship. Perfect symmetry. Meteors will not do this. People, this is a ship. Okay? When are you gonna understand that Mother Nature will never line up meteors like this in a perfect straight line? You're not gonna have this. These have heat signatures. It's not gonna happen. This is a ship, people. This is a massive ship.
Like I said, I'm gonna say allegedly, because other people is saying those are asteroids or meteorites coming in a straight line, flying past Earth. But what Buddy is saying in the video makes perfect sense. Y'all go check out his page. This shit crazy.
So Lucille Ball, I Love Lucy.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so she's working on the Warner Brothers lot.
Warner Brothers
lot. She's there working. They're getting done filming. She goes and gets some dental work done. She goes back to the lot and she keeps hearing all the time while she's there, while she's driving. She keeps hearing this like just like vibration almost in her jaw, and it keeps happening. Every time she goes back to the Warner Brothers lot, every time she's driving in her car, and she's like, this sounds like Morse code or something, because it like keeps tapping. She goes and she talks to the people at the lot. She says, there must be something going on. And it turns out they look into it, and underneath the ground is a secret Japanese radio station.
What the heck?
What? Spies. Legitimate Japanese spies that were underground at a radio station. So they were literally doing Morse code. She recognized it and literally reported it, and they busted these guys.
No way.
It's
That's
nuts.
The craziest
I don't
story.
trust your
I
stories
know after
anymore.
last.
No, 100%.
Like, I don't know if you know the Kyron Lacey.
No, what happened?
So he was a football player, one of the LSU draft picks. I love, like, you know that celebration I do when I throw the football down, I go like
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Yeah, that was from him. He was gonna be like a first round pick, right?
What did he do?
Fams, I think he was accused of a hit and run or something like that. Something crazy. Like he was going really fast and then he hit a car and then he was pronounced a murderer or something like that.
They
right?
died?
Yeah, I think the person
victims
died.
died?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
but it was crazy because before the NFL draft, he took his own life. Right?
Oh shit.
Yes, he took his own life. Everyone in the NFL had like a silence for him. And then now his lawyer, I think, came up with recent news where it's like, oh, this is the footage. I don't think like Kyron Lacey would have had a case and he probably would have got let free. That's the news I read recently. But he already fucking
because he already had all the pressure on him and everything like
imagine,
that.
Yeah, imagine so much people are thing. Like they tried to set him up. Like you just don't want to be there no more because it's just.
Oh, you know what I saw recently? There's a guy on Joe Rogan. He was able to predict what his ATM pin code was. He could predict his pin just based off him saying any 4 random numbers.
Oh, that's fun.
Do not tell me your real ATM pin code.
Okay.
Obviously, unless you want to. Make up a fake 4-digit number off the top of your head, what feels to you utterly spontaneous. Okay. When I say go, 1, 2, 3, 4-digit code, random, go.
2020.
2020, okay. Statistically, men will lie bigger, women smaller. You'll be honest if I'm right.
Okay.
I got a hit, which means it's a 0 or 1. I think the first number of your code's a 1, isn't it? Your real PIN code.
My ATM
PIN code.
Why would I tell you that on the air?
Should I only show this to you?
Sure.
Only show it to you. How'd I do, Joe? Is that your ATM PIN code?
Yeah. That's weird.
Bag, he did it live, and Joe Rogan was skeptical, like, there's no way you're gonna be.
And he did it.
Y'all better put this raw seafood shit away. Stop eating it. 2 people has been unalive from eating raw oysters, y'all. Y'all think it's all fun and games until you one of them people. Stop doing it. It's nothing beneficial from eating raw seafood. The bacteria is deadly. They said the bacteria these 2 people contracted from this joint, it was eating their insides alive. It ate them from the inside to the outside. Y'all want to keep playing with y'all life? Go ahead. Go ahead and eat the oysters. This happened in Louisiana, y'all. They said the bacteria is on a rise. Like I said, 2 people already got unalive. And a couple other people got sick. And they're saying if you got a weakened immune system, or you have a cut on your skin, anything like that, you are vulnerable for this bacteria. And they said once it's in your body, it's probably no stopping it unless you're a healthy human being. And we know a lot of people out here not really healthy. I want to know down below in the comments, why do y'all eat raw shit? This shit is not cool. I would not want to be one of the people that got this damn deadly bacteria. And you shouldn't be either. Stop eating that shit.
I feel like we all knew eating any raw seafood is a risk in itself. There's certain things I can understand taking a risk on, like sushi or something like that. I don't think oysters is worth dying over. Like, you know that saying when they say like, oh, this is to die for? Who realistically is willing to die over an oyster? Oh yeah, John was a great guy and then he got killed by an oyster. Like,
what's up, America? We've got 4 dead and 19 in the hospital because of toxic meat sold at Trader Joe's, Kroger, and Walmart. So the CDC has issued a health warning over pasta meals sold at Walmart, Trader Joe's, and Kroger that sent 4 people dead, 19 to the hospital across 15 states because of contaminated meat in them. 1 pregnancy-related illness also resulted in fetal loss. Now, this is a listeria outbreak with meatballs and chicken in some products, like I said, at Kroger, Walmart, and Trader Joe's. So, don't eat that. If you have that, throw it in the fucking garbage. Here's the lot numbers from the USDA inspection marks. These were sold at Walmart, Kroger, and Trader Joe's. Here's this brand of chicken fettuccine Alfredo. Also, don't eat that. Or this. Don't eat that. Throw it away or contact the manufacturer. Here's the background information on that shit you don't want to be eating. So, this is the number of that. Dates of September 20th, 24th, and 27th, 2025. Here's the numbers for that chicken Alfredo. Right there, and the dates on that. And if you want, you can just read that right there. It has a lot of the numbers in it as well, like a lot number there. Yeah, it's kind of important. So if you have those products, contact the company or the store for a refund or throw it in the fucking garbage. No one wants to die or be shitting and puking for the next 3 days at the same time.
She looks a little bit too much like a robot. There's footage that resurfaced from the Met Gala about someone from the royal family. You know, they have a lot of money, a lot of access to things that aren't accessible to regular people. People are looking at this footage of Princess Beatrice. She looks a little bit too much like a robot. Almost like she's not real.
Oh, that's a robot.
Something going on, right?
Have you ever heard about the show The Twilight Zone? I heard about it, but I've never seen it. In 1982, The Twilight Zone was going to make a movie. That shit went completely wrong. There was going to be this scene where the actor Vic Morrow was going to be carrying 2 children, right? Which is a boy and a girl. And their names were, I don't want to butcher her name, but I'm going to just say it, Mika Din Lee and Renee Shin Yi Chen. The whole scene was they were going to be running away from a helicopter in like some not too deep water. He was supposed to be carrying both of the children. In that time, they wouldn't really follow protocols. The way they filmed wasn't really that safe. Barely any CGI at that time, bro.
Yeah, so they want to do everything like practical?
So they had a helicopter in this scene. Oh gosh. The helicopter was 12 to 20 feet up high, so that's mad close, bro. 12 feet, bro, is like a basketball hoop. So they were doing the scene, it was regular. He ended up dropping the girl. Then a firework ended up going off. It shot onto the helicopter. The helicopter got out of control. It ended up falling to where they were. It decapitated the actor and the boy, and ended up just crushing the little girl.
What the
the director and like everybody who was involved in that movie, was like facing like legal consequences and shit. But specifically the director, which his name was John Landis.
Justin, wake up. We gotta talk. What's this about? Now I get it, you're having a good time with your kid, enjoying a beautiful day in the sun, but a lot of people just don't like that hoodie for some reason. You could have chose a different hoodie, but you decided to put that hoodie. Maybe it was laundry day. Maybe it was. But you know, you could have just chose a different hoodie. That's all I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying, then you know what I'm saying. Justin, when is this gonna stop? This is where it all started. You was a good kid, Justin. You didn't have to go that route. Sean Kingston knows. What's up with him? Last time I heard about him, he did some funny stuff with a TV. He was out there taking flat screen TVs or something like that. That's what I heard. And I heard you was involved in this, Justin, that you gave him the TV and told him it was paid off or something like that. I don't know. But what's up with Sean Kingston? I need to talk to him too. Oh man. Justin. Why? You didn't have to do this, Justin. You could have just did what I did. You could have did content. Could have been a regular person. All right? You could have just worked at a job. But no. You wanted the fame. And you know, fame comes with a price. A price that most people ain't willing to pay. But you paid it. And now you're running around with these new dudes. I don't know who these people are. Never seen them before. But I've seen that you've been very active on your account, playing sports and things like that. That's what's up. Do me a favor and tell Sean Kingston to holler at me. I gotta talk to him. Entertainment purposes only. I'm just wondering what's been going on with Justin Bieber lately. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. I'm out.
It's hard to tell what side Justin Bieber really is on because he's been through a lot of stuff. We know that all these people growing up took advantage of him. And I feel like it really wasn't his choice to be in the spotlight. They seen him as a star, so they pushed him to be a star, and he just kind of had to accept it. He does a lot of things that are kind of questionable, and you can't really tell if he's trying to expose something or if he's part of that something. And I guess that's up to you guys to let me know what you think. So
did you know that people used to sleep twice in one night? I'm not talking about waking up to go to the bathroom. People used to take 2 distinct sleeps in the same night on purpose, and here's why. Before people had a cheap source of light, they would go to sleep when the sun went down and wake up when the sun came up. But in the winter, this could mean being in bed for over 12 hours, which is why they invented first and second sleep. First sleep started when the sun went down and lasted until around midnight. Then the person would wake up for an hour or two and do things like pray, write, or have fun with their spouse. Then they would go back to bed for second sleep. This was the sleep that lasted until the person woke up and started their day. It's been suggested that this biphasic sleep model, along with a nap during the day, might be humans' natural sleeping pattern during the winter. So why did we stop doing it? Well, probably due to electric lighting, which allowed us to stay up later and get all of our sleep in one chunk. Studies have been conducted to see if this biphasic sleep model is better for us, but there have been no conclusive results that it is. And you can follow me for more interesting videos.
Do you guys see what happened in Vegas? In the desert, they discovered 70 to 100 piles of cremated ashes.
Like they laid out 100 bodies and they just burnt them all.
Or they burned them and then dumped all the bodies throughout the desert.
That's like ritualistic. That's weird.
Do they have any idea what it was?
No,
or?
so it happened in August. Passerby discovered dozens of piles of cremated human remains scattered along the dirt road in the Nevada desert, 50 miles outside of Las Vegas. As of September, no charges have been filed and authorities have not released further details.
I mean, like, sure, maybe there's gonna be like teeth or something where they can pull dental records.
It's actually illegal in Nevada to spread ashes.
Yeah, there's rules about that.
How do you even tell it's human?
I mean, they probably tested it.
You could definitely test it.
Can you?
Yeah,
for sure.
No, yeah, you can definitely test that stuff.
Wait, Andrew's like, wait.
Start panicking.
I gotta go. One second. He comes back all just super ashy. I mean, I can't imagine how terrifying that would be to go out there and just.
Well, have you been to Vegas? That's horrible. Also, like, I'm just like not surprised.
Yeah.
You fly into Vegas and it's like desert city. You know they're doing shady stuff here.
100%.
This is not like the wholesome capital of the world.
No.
Miami, y'all better buckle up because this is not an episode of Black Mirror. This is real life. So if you guys haven't heard, Miami PD just released the very first AI self-driving police vehicle. Yeah, no humans behind it whatsoever. They're talking about it's to free up the police officers' time so they can tend to even more important matters. Translation, they're letting Skynet patrol the block while the real cops watch through the eyes of the AI robot at headquarters.
Miami police say this is the future of law enforcement.
This vehicle is going to give us touch points with the community that we have never had before.
If you look past the flashing lights and logos, it's clear this is no ordinary police cruiser. This prototype SUV was designed to launch a drone, read license plates, and send live infrared video back to HQ. All without needing a police officer behind the wheel. The Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office says this is the nation's first autonomous police vehicle. The South Florida Department is rolling out the experimental vehicle thanks to funding from the policing lab.
What we're ultimately trying to do is to give the sworn officers the capability to make the best decision out there.
For now, Miami-Dade will essentially take the vehicle on a PR junket, seeking community input before it regularly patrols neighborhoods. If and when that day arrives, designers say this vehicle will offer a lot.
They don't need to be focused on driving and looking for animals, children, pedestrians running out into the road. The vehicle's going to watch those vulnerable road users and let the officer look for crime.
The easy-to-operate tethered drone gives police a bird's-eye, up-close view, even in the shadows. The car can also patrol targeted areas, deterring bad actors without Sheriff Rosie Cordero-Stutz needing to send actual deputies.
I would probably say that this vehicle will allow 5 to 10 deputies to go about other business that they might otherwise not be able to do.
Lab says the car can also help streamline arrests,
fingerprint, 10 digits,
and relay real-time data.
Bus collision, an active shooter. You position this vehicle, and this information can be fed directly back to a command center for decision
So picture this. You're in Little Havana or in Wynwood chilling and vibing, and all of a sudden a car pulls up with lights and sirens, and then you look in the vehicle, you see no police officer, and it's telling you to wait right there until a real police officer comes. What are you gonna do? Are y'all ready for RoboCop in real life? Skynet in real life, y'all? They've been telling us through these movies, and now it's rolling out right in front of your face. What are y'all gonna do about it? This ain't no movie anymore, y'all. This is real life. What do you guys think about this video? Let me know down in the comments below. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
Whoever came up with this idea was really not thinking. 3 people come up to you and try to rob you, and then you see a cop car pull up. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm saved. Just for there to be no cop, and there's a speaker that says, all right guys, stop robbing him. The police are on the way. Yeah, they're just gonna stop robbing me and be like, okay, yeah, we're gonna wait for, like,
Mark Zuckerberg, whenever he's in interviews, he always seems off. Not because he's awkward. I don't think he's awkward. He's just like different. So there's this one interview and they asked him to take off his hoodie. And he was like, no, I can't take it off. And he's sweating. Guy was dripping sweat.
Okay, you want to take off the hoodie?
No, I never take off the hoodie.
I know you don't. What's with that? There's a group of women in the audience that wish you would.
No.
Girls?
Whoa.
All right.
She ends up making him take it off. And this is what happens.
Maybe I should take off the hoodie.
Take off the hoodie.
Go ahead.
Want to? Are you hot? Go ahead. Here.
No, it's a thick hoodie. It's a company hoodie. We print our mission on the inside.
What? Oh my God, the inside of the hoodie, everybody. Take a look. What is it? Making the
world more open and connected.
Oh my God, it's like a secret vault. Look at that, making the world open and connected, stream, graph, platform, and this weird symbol in the middle that is probably for the Illuminati.
It's so obvious sometimes, like, they gotta be part of something. Like, they have to be. If you're making billions?
We might just be witnessing the very world that we know, that we live in, change right in front of us. Mark Zuckerberg and his Meta crew are building Hyperia data centers. Get this, they will be the size of Manhattan. They've already spent billions of dollars on these digital data centers that are going to change the way you and I work and the way we get things done. In Louisiana, they're going to be building Hyperion, which is going to crack 5 gigawatt. It's set to be up and running by next year, 2026. To put it into perspective once again, that's Manhattan Island right there in New York City. These data centers will be just as big as Manhattan. One of the biggest questions that I've seen floating around is, where is the power going to come from to power these gigantic, enormous stations? Think about this. Mark Zuckerberg, in recent months, has been flying under the radar. Haven't seen him anywhere, haven't heard from him. That usually means they're cooking up something big. And this is that something big. So my question to you is, do you think this is going to be good for us? As you already know, and you can tell, they want AI and robots to run things to begin with. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Why do some people believe Michael Jackson is still alive? Michael Jackson's death in 2009 shocked the world, but it also sparked numerous conspiracy theories. Some fans think the king of pop might not have actually died, and instead faked his death to escape public life. Here are a few reasons why this theory persists. First, shortly after his death, a burn survivor named Dave appeared on TV, drawing attention due to his strikingly similar voice, gestures, and facial expressions to Jackson's. This led some to speculate that it was Jackson in disguise. Second, in videos of Jackson's final rehearsals for the This Is It tour, he appeared to be full of energy, dancing and singing with ease. His vibrant performance contradicted reports of poor health, addiction struggles, and an inability to perform, raising questions about the official narrative. Additionally, there were inconsistencies in Jackson's autopsy report, particularly regarding his weight. The report stated he weighed 136 pounds, yet crew members from the rehearsals claimed he was closer to 112 pounds. Misspellings and discrepancies on his death certificate have also fueled suspicions of forgery. Rumors even suggest that Jackson might be hiding in the Middle East, protected by a wealthy sheikh, and continuing to create music. Do you think it's possible that Michael Jackson could still be alive?
I'm gonna say it out there straight for everybody listening. My uncle didn't die. He was murdered. I feel the same thing about Prince. We're losing a lot of stars because you have to remember, these are basically insurance policies. When he dies, whatever was owned by the company reverts back. We're not talking about $100,000. We're not talking about $1 million. And everybody in this room knows $1 million, I don't care if you're a normal person, ain't getting you shit. After taxes, you still got to live the same. You still got to stack your money. But when my uncle died, we're talking about billions of dollars. Can you imagine if Prince, when he died, sold little red Corvette to Chevy? Woo. Let's just you think about it. Yeah. They say Prince died broke. How do you die broke with $1 billion catalog? If he would have sold 3 songs, he'd have had a couple $100 million sitting in his pocket to play with.
Yeah.
All he had to do is, here, take these 3. I got the catalog of the rest. Right. Notice that when my uncle dies, why do you hear all his music? Why is there a Motown cartoon out now A, B, C,
Right.
easiest. Okay, well, obviously, when my uncle was alive, he wasn't giving the rights to anybody. But when he dies, all of a sudden, oh my goodness. They
Is
don't
the
look at
family still
basics.
benefiting from all of his music and his catalog?
When you say benefiting, I mean, I guess for this last name, because of what my father and them did, that is the benefit. That's the pride of standing for this last name, because, you know, when I grew up, people don't understand. My father and them, they were around.
Yeah.
But then also when we were around, if we wanted to see him, we had to go to a show. So it wasn't like personal. We'd have to sit around in this, oh, hi, Pops, we love you. But then you got people coming and taking pictures and this and that and
Right.
this. So when we grew up, it wasn't even groomed. It was, we were told, you can't do this because of what's going to come back. You know, so when you look at it, say, how can I say this, man? My uncle he was born in this business. He died in this business.
His whole entire life.
His whole entire life. So, you know, when I sit here and I hear Wade and this other dude, let's be real. And I'm sitting at the table. Y'all can tell me how y'all feel. And I'm open to opinion. I've had horrible shit happen to me. And any of that horrible stuff, I've got rid of. I'm not going to keep. They showed Wade burning the pictures of Michael. And doing all this stuff. So why does the weirdo keep a ring? And let's be real. Like I said, Neverland was a toy for my uncle. You think my uncle's going to buy some little ring? This is a man who, for us as children, closed down malls.
Right.
And let us have free random run of the mall. He didn't bother us. He looked at us and said, the mall's closed down. Y'all go get what the hell y'all want. Wow. Tell me the price at the end. We'll close down Toys R Us. He was never that type person. He was no funny dude. My uncle was a man.
Michael Jackson definitely was set up and someone was responsible for his passing. He definitely seen how corrupt the system was and he was trying to fight against it and expose it. And, you know, once they seen that, they seen him as a threat. He had a very big influence over people. So if Michael Jackson were to speak out and expose these people, everybody's going to believe him. So what do? They discredit him and they take his life.
The reason children, when they're first born, they don't remember anything is because the only things that they remember at that time are still the memories of their past lives.
Okay, yeah.
And then if you can somehow, I guess in the brain chemistry, access those memories and still be able to remember them and speak them out, it's stuff about like the past that you can remember. But as you get older, obviously those memories get erased and then you're filled up with the new ones.
Yeah. No, that's weird because it's like, what if it hits that brain like nerve and then all of a sudden you're not even Carlos no more, you're like the guy in the mountain that was in your past life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird.
That would be weird.
But I don't know, maybe I have no idea where that came from.
No, because a lot of people when they talk to me, they're like, yo, Carlos, I feel like this isn't his first time living, you know what I mean? Because, yeah, I've heard that many times because it's like, I don't know, you just do a lot. But I don't know if that's because of past lives or
I
like,
don't know, yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe like how you said that you want to do a guitarist, but maybe you were a guitarist back in your past life. You know what I mean?
Yo, I think about this a lot.
They said if the world went to nuclear warfare, the world basically would be destroyed in like 7 minutes.
Wow. You know what I'm more scared of than being blown up by a bomb?
What?
Surviving.
Surviving said bomb.
And living through nuclear winter.
I would rather I'd rather be like in the blast zone than like outside of the blast zone.
Well, you remember the story? Do you ever hear the story about Jim Carrey when he was in Hawaii? They had the alarm codes went off, like the texts and stuff that said basically you have 11 minutes. There's a nuclear bomb headed toward Hawaii. Take cover. It's gone. Like Hawaii is gonna be gone off the map.
Take cover.
Yeah, like do whatever you have to do.
Gone.
Say, and so I think he called his like manager that was like there in Hawaii, and he just put his phone down and he just sat on the beach and he just waited. And he said there was like this peace and joy that came over him that has not left him to
I
this
guess
day,
my
but it's
question
like,
is, what movie did he do after that? I feel like that would just really impact me and change.
It was Sonic the Hedgehog. he was like, you know what? It's time to start making movies that matter.
There's actually a problem in Japan where you have these multi-billionaires or millionaires that have these big empires with nobody to succeed them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what? It just goes to failure?
No,
Or
so
they have to sell
what's
it?
happening now is, I believe this happens in Japan right now. It's so crazy. But there's people that scout out like people to become the heir.
What? Wait,
Yeah.
in different countries or like
No,
in
in
their own?
Japan.
Oh.
They'll scout out like good good citizens to become the heir of my empire.
Yo, imagine you just walk out of the streets of Japan and a guy goes, yo, I have this $1 million, I need you to like...
I think it's deeper than that though.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's deeper than that. I'm pretty sure they're like...
It's like an anime, like they had a trade.
Yeah, I think so. No, I think it's like they do interview process, like they meet parents and all that stuff. Yeah. They look at how their life is going.
Holy smokes.
Because if you're gonna take over the empire, the business empire that could even doom like the economy of Japan if done wrong.
You're gonna have to need something.
Yeah, you need somebody to hold it down properly.
Fuck, yeah.
But that's a real thing because all of these people that are in charge right now, they're super old. And nobody's having kids anymore, bro. Matt Rife is about to doom everybody. He bought the rights to the Ed and Lorraine Conjuring House, the museum with all of the haunted categories.
I have just bought the Ed and Lorraine Warren's Home and Occult Museum.
Why
including Annabelle. And he's making an Airbnb for people to go.
You are going to soon be able to book a night or a weekend and stay at the Warren's house.
No. The Annabelle doll's in there, right? And Lorraine even said, do not even get close to this. And you want to go close to that.
It's a museum.
Historical coincidences that seem too crazy to be true. The last one will blow your mind. Number 1. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, the second and third U.S. presidents, who were best friends turned bitter rivals turned friends again. Both died on the exact same day, July 4th, 1826, which was the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence they both signed. Adams' last words were reportedly, "Thomas Jefferson survives," not knowing that Jefferson had actually died just hours earlier. The odds of two of the most important founding fathers dying on the same day, on that specific patriotic anniversary, seem almost impossible. Number 2. Abraham Lincoln's son Robert Todd Lincoln was present at or nearby 3 presidential assassinations in American history. He was at Ford's Theater the night his father was shot in 1865. He was at the train station when President Garfield was assassinated in 1881. And he was in Buffalo when President McKinley was shot in 1901. After McKinley's death, Lincoln reportedly refused future presidential invitations, saying he was a jinx, making him the unluckiest presidential family member in history. Before I say the last one, make sure you hit that follow button to support the channel. Number 3. In 1838, Edgar Allan Poe wrote a novel about 4 shipwreck survivors who drew straws to see who would be killed and eaten, and the victim's name was Richard Parker. 46 years later in 1884, a real ship sank and 4 survivors were stranded at sea, and they actually killed and ate a cabin boy to survive, whose real name was Richard Parker. Poe had somehow predicted not just the scenario, but the exact name of the victim nearly half a century before it actually happened, making it one of the creepiest coincidences in literary history.
He wrote a story and it ended up coming true years later, down to the name of the person. Do you guys not realize how crazy that is? Like, I know we're all pretty desensitized because of the world right now, but that is like, if you really sit there and think about that, like 1 in a million, like that's not happening. I just hope he ain't writing no stories with my name in it. I'm good off that.
The guy that created Vaseline.
I heard of this. I heard of this.
It's the funniest story. So this guy was working at an oil rig, and like everybody just played off the petroleum jelly going off. But one day he was like, he took it and then he put it on himself because he was like, oh, this can actually fix my cuts.
Yeah.
Right. So all of the oil rig workers, whenever they got a cut, he started putting it on them,
and it healed them. Yeah.
But every day he believed so much in his product.
Before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys. Their phones were being spied on. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately.
That he ate.
He ate that shit.
Scoops. Yes, spoonfuls of thing every day. But what's crazy?
He died, no?
No, but this was crazy.
What?
Before he died, when he was 90,
yeah,
he was in the hospital because he had a, I think it was a respiratory disease.
Yeah.
And he told the nurse to lather himself every day from head to toe in Vaseline and feed it to him.
What the fuck?
He got cured from that disease because he did that. But later he died off something else. But he cured himself with, this is not health, this is not like
health
advice.
It's not health advice
at all. Do not do this. But like for some reason it worked with this guy because I guess this is his product.
It's one thing to rub Vaseline on your body, but to eat it, like, I mean, he solved the problem, but like, at what cost?
Tell me which logo you remember. So, backstory real quick. My dad, his favorite pop drink was what? Coca-Cola, right?
Yeah,
and he would always have it on the table eating dinner or whatever. And I always look at it because like I'm bored, whatever. Looking at the logo. Now, tell me which logo you remember.
The one with the dash.
With the dash, right? With the dash. For me, it's the squiggly dash. For me, it's the squiggly dash, right? But the real one is this.
Inventions you wouldn't believe actually existed. The baby cage, introduced in the 1920s, it was designed for parents living in apartments to hang outside their windows so their babies could get some fresh air and sunlight. The anti-depression mask, introduced in the 1920s, it was designed to literally lift your spirits by holding a permanent smile on your face. So 100 years ago, if you were feeling down, this thing had your back, or rather, your mouth. The flying boat, invented in the early 20th century, it was literally a rowing boat with a propeller on top, designed to fly over the water. People back then were experimenting with all kinds of ways to take to the skies, even with boats. The pet rock, introduced in 1975, it was literally just a rock sold as a pet. No feeding, no walking, no cleaning, just a rock. Believe it or not, the inventor made around $6 million in a matter of months from this simple idea that somehow became a huge trend, proving that sometimes the laziest inventions are the most profitable.
Popular childhood candies that were suddenly gone. Wonka Bar, inspired by the famous movie, this chocolate bar was every kid's dream. But when production costs climbed and sales dipped, the magical bar quietly disappeared from shelves. Butterfinger, BBs, these bite-sized chocolate balls were a playground legend. But they melted too easily, causing a sticky mess. Their sweet run ended too soon, leaving fans begging for a comeback. Pepsi Blue. It wasn't candy, but every kid treated it like treasure. That bright blue color made it unforgettable. But when sales dropped, it vanished overnight like a sugar rush, fading away. Slow poke caramels. Chewy caramel sticks that seemed endless. Kids loved them, but trends changed and flashier snacks took over, pushing this classic into the past. Bonkers Candy Fruity chews with a juicy surprise center. A burst of flavor and nostalgia for every kid, but weak marketing killed it before it could become a true icon. PB Max, a peanut butter bar kids adored, but it wasn't sales that ended it. The owners just didn't like peanut butter, and just like that, it was gone.
That every single president in U.S. history is related to one king.
What?
What are you talking about?
No.
How?
Yes.
You're being serious?
Dead serious. So, this is where it gets crazy. This man, his name is Harold Brooks Baker. He was a lawyer and a Harvard graduate. He did all this, like, this study on U.S. presidents and royal lineage. Like, his obsession was, like, the royals, like the monarchy and stuff. He had this theory that the presidents weren't voted in by the people, but they were actually selected by whatever it is. They're selected based on royal bloodline.
Oh no!
And it was called the royal candidate, or the most royal candidate theory.
Okay.
And then it was about. Let me take a sip. It was about
so aggressive.
13 or so years ago, this 12-year-old girl, for her 7th grade project, went into each, with the help of her grandparents, went down the lineage of each president, and they all connected to one man.
Weird.
Except for one at the time.
Okay.
Who? Roosevelt.
No, it was, Martin Van Buren, the 8th president.
Yeah.
But they connected to one man. All their lineage traced back to King John. And he was of the house of, I'm going to totally butcher this, the house of Plantagenet.
Nailed it.
Oh, how do you say that? The P word.
Jeanette.
The house of the house of Plantagenet.
Planet.
Morbid Facts, Part 751. During the War on Terror, U.S. interrogators turned to music as a weapon, blasting songs on endless repeat in secret detention sites. Among the most infamous tracks was Eminem's The Real Slim Shady, which detainees reported being forced to hear non-stop for up to 20 days. Former prisoners described the experience as so unbearable that men would scream, weep, and even bang their heads against the walls for hours just to escape the sound, a form of psychological torment that left no physical scars but shattered minds. In January of 2022, shoppers at a Walmart in Crockett, Texas witnessed a bizarre and disturbing encounter. A woman named Rebecca Lynette Taylor approached a mother with an infant son and casually offered her $200 $250,000 in cash to purchase the child. When the stunned mother refused and tried to leave, Rebecca allegedly followed her into the parking lot, doubling her offer to $500,000 and insisting she'd wanted to purchase the boy for a long time. Terrified, the mother contacted police and Rebecca was arrested and charged with the felony offense of sale or purchase of a child.
Could you imagine being held captive by someone and they make you sit there and listen to Eminem? That is such a terrible punishment.
8 disturbing facts about food you eat every day. The last one will blow your mind. Number 1. Strawberry and vanilla flavoring often comes from beaver anal glands. That natural flavor on your ice cream might literally be beaver butt juice. Number 2. Hot dogs can legally contain up to 20% mechanically separated poultry, which is basically liquefied chicken bones, skin, and leftover scraps pressed through a sieve. Number 3. Red food coloring in candy and drinks comes from crushed female cochineal insects. You're literally eating bug blood to make your food look pretty. Number 4. Processed cheese contains so many chemicals and preservatives that it can't legally be called cheese. It's officially labeled as cheese product instead. Number 5. Pre-washed salad bags can contain up to 10,000 times more bacteria than toilet water because the washing process spreads contamination everywhere. Number 6. Chicken nuggets are only about 50% actual chicken meat. The rest is fat, blood vessels, nerves, connective tissue, and bone fragments. Number 7. Canned mushrooms are allowed to contain up to 20 maggots per 100 grams and 75 mites before they're considered contaminated by FDA standards. Before I say the last one, make sure you hit that follow button to support the channel. Number 8. Your morning coffee beans are covered in rat droppings and insect parts. The FDA allows up to 10% of coffee beans to be contaminated with rodent filth.
I watched this movie recently.
Okay.
It's called Heretic. It was about this guy that he trapped these 2 Mormon girls knocking on his door.
Okay.
And they wanted to preach about the religion, right?
Yeah.
So he's trying to persuade them to play a part of his game that he set up in his house. And he's debating about religion to them.
Okay.
The plot twist was, though, he knew that they were going to come, and all he wanted to do was experiment and test their beliefs and their faith.
The fuck?
And explaining all these different religions and why yours might not be right and what the true religion is. One of the craziest shits he did.
Yeah.
So he stood in the middle of
This is
2
wild,
doors.
fam, yeah.
Of 2 doors, right? And then he wrote on the door belief and disbelief on the other door.
Yeah.
And he said, based on what you believe, you can walk through the door and that's how you escape and that's how you get out. And then one girl, she's doubting. I was like, okay, do we go disbelief because he's testing us? Like maybe we should just listen and not pretend we don't believe and leave, right?
Yeah.
And the other girl goes, no, because if we do that, then we're playing on his game. We can't do that.
Oh my God.
We
what
have
the
to
heck?
still stick to our beliefs and show that we still have faith. So they decide to go through the belief door. And it takes them down a tunnel into a circle. And what's so crazy?
The fuck?
And what's so crazy?
Yeah.
Is the tunnel, it connected to the other door anyway.
Oh.
So disbelief and belief brought them to the same place. And then what he says on a speakerphone, he had like a speakerphone in there. I'm gonna make you guys witness a miracle, and I'm gonna tell you what the true religion is.
Okay, what was it? What was the miracle?
He said, I'm gonna send in a prophet, and she's a prophet, and you're gonna see why she is.
Okay.
So this old woman walks in. She's bringing in a poisonous pie.
Okay.
When she eats it, she's gonna die, but you're gonna see she'll come back to life.
Okay.
She dies. Face plants.
Yeah.
And he says, can you check her pulse for me? Check her pulse. Cold. She's dead. Bro, they hear like a doorbell. Somebody's trying to like find out where these girls are at. The guy went to go check the door. The guy went to go check the door.
So they ran up with him too.
No, they couldn't run up because it was locked.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They went back though, and they were looking at the wall, and it looked like she moved. And eventually she came back to life.
Oh my goodness.
And she started moving, and she walked over them and spoke. And what she said to them was, it's not real. It's not real.
I used to work at this hotel in Schaumburg, Illinois. It was a Homewood Suites by Marriott. And I remember that I was, this nighttime maintenance guy. And basically my job was, if something broke at night, I would go and fix it for them. If they needed a light bulb changed, or if, their stovetop wasn't working, I'd go and take a look at it. And also I would help the front desk person. Well, there was this room 213, and for some reason I would get a bad feeling about this room, and I didn't like to go near this room. And it's like I felt when I would walk by it outside like someone was watching me from the room. Now, in my downtime when I worked there, right, I would go to all the rooms and switch out the batteries and smoke detector, and sometimes change out the filters in the furnace. And this particular night, I got to room 213 to change out the batteries and smoke detector. So I'm in there, I'm standing up on the bed, changing out this battery, and all of a sudden I hear whoosh, like this whooshing sound, and it's coming from the bathroom. I go into the bathroom, and I realize this bathtub is running, and the water's turned on by itself. And so I'm thinking, like, is this thing broken or something? So I take a look at the faucet, and it's just, turned on. So I turn it off, and I go back to putting the battery in the smoke detector, and once again, it kicks back on, and like the bathtub's running again. So I hurry up, put the battery into the smoke detector, I go in the bathroom, I shut it off, and I got out of the room. Now, I didn't tell anybody else that worked at the hotel about my feelings towards room 213 or anything that had happened. One night, the front desk guy, Bogdan, tells me, like, you'll never believe what happened last night. And I'm like, what's that? And he's like, this lady came down in nothing but a bathrobe and was like, I need a new room. There was a woman in my bathtub and like was freaking out and terrified. So I gave her a new room. And I'm like, was it room 213? And he's like, yeah, how did you know that? And I'm like, I get a bad feeling about that room. So fast forward a few months after this, I'm working one night. Bogdan calls me up. Hey, can you take these two guests? They want to see one of the rooms before they check it out or rent the room out. So I'm like, okay, So I go down and Bogdan says, take them to 213. It's vacant. So I take him up to room 213 and I, as always, knock on the door, say, hello, it's maintenance. And someone responds back, I'm in here. And it's a woman's voice. I hear this. The man and woman with me hear this. But I'm like, there's not supposed to be anyone in this room. So I call down to Bogdan and I'm like, hey, what's going on? I thought this room's supposed to be vacant. And he goes, yeah, there should be no one in that room. Like, you need to go in there and check it out. So I enter the room. I'm like, maintenance, hello, anyone in here? No one responds. I go in the room. It's completely dark. There's no one in the room at all. And I even checked the maintenance closet. You have to understand, this is a second floor room. And the windows do not open. So there was absolutely no one in that room. The next morning, I'm talking to the assistant general manager. And I'm like, hey, is there something wrong with room 213? And I tell them what had happened to me. And he's like, shh, quiet, quiet. He's like, come with me into my office. So I go into his office and like he shuts the door really fast. And he's like, well, there was a girl who one night checked in to 213. She ordered a bunch of this sad music and the next morning she didn't check out. So we sit in the morning, maintenance guy Gary to the room, and he finds her in the bathtub. And, he was just like, completely messed up by this. He had to take several weeks off of work. I didn't know what to do with the room, so I just opened up the windows and we aired it out, and we didn't rent it, check it out to anyone for several months. The housekeeping, they were all like strong Catholic, and they would not go into that room until I had a priest come and bless the room. And he's like, I still don't like to check that room out, only when, we're at full capacity. And he's like, I didn't want to tell the staff, and I don't like to tell anybody staying here because I don't want to scare anyone. And it was just kind of like, whoa, like I had been in that room several times, and like, I had no idea like this had happened. And it sort of all made sense to me, like why I didn't like that room.
The Beast of Bray Road is one of the cryptids that I think actually could be real. Now, there have been over 300 plus sightings in Wisconsin, Northern Illinois, and Iowa alone. And this comes from credible witnesses who have no reason to make this stuff up. So for me, there's something definitely being seen in Wisconsin. Now, the epicenter of sightings comes along Bray Road. And this story specifically comes from Elkhorn, Wisconsin. There was this man named Lindy. Lindy said one night he's driving with a couple friends along Bray Road. He was being followed by another friend in a separate car. And as they're making their way down Bray Road, he said, there was about a foot of snow covering the sides of the road. And he said, just remembered it being very cold and very like eerily quiet. And as they're making their way down Bray Road, he said out of the corner of his eye, he's seen something run across this field. And he said it was very large, like a bear. So he tells his friends, hey, did you see that? Like, what was that? And his friends are like, we didn't see anything. Like, what are you talking about? As they are discussing this, the car all of a sudden fishtails and goes into a ditch. Well, he swears up and down that something hit the vehicle and caused it to slide into this ditch. But his friends are like, no, that's impossible, man. Like, you just slipped on some ice. So they get behind this car and they're trying to push it out of the ditch. The other friend in the other car is sitting there waiting. And for about 15, 20 minutes, they're trying to push this thing out. Well, he started to get like a really weird feeling, like they weren't alone, like they were being watched. So he tells his friends, like, we'll come back here tomorrow and get the vehicle. Like, something's not right. Let's get out of here. So they get in the other friend's car and they're getting ready to leave. When they look over, and standing about 20 feet from where they were pushing the car is this 7-foot tall, large looking werewolf-like creature. And they said it had the snout of a dog. It had these long pointy ears. It had bright yellow eyes, and it had arms that reached all the way down to the ground. And they said this thing was just kind of, standing there, slightly moving. It turned and then it ran off into the woods. They take off, get out of there. The next day, when he came back to get his car, he said there were all these strange footprints in the snow leading into the woods. So what do you think? Is the Beast of Bray Road real?
Girls will only date somebody subconsciously that they think could kill them.
Whoa.
What?
Subconsciously.
That was the most Carlos sentence I've ever heard in my life. What do you mean?
Exactly. So check this out. So I'm pretty sure they did a research on this. Like, this is real. That subconsciously girls will go after people that they think could overpower them or overtake them.
Max definitely could have killed me.
For the reason of basic needs of survival.
Yeah, it's like protection, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you think that person can protect me, then I feel like all girls and stuff like that.
If you don't think they could take you out, how are they gonna take someone else?
Do you think you guys could kill your girlfriends?
Whoa!
Now you're saying that's so crazy.
You just said it. You just said subconsciously they dated you because they know.
I don't know. I would have to ask my girl if she, but probably.
But subconscious means we don't even. realize
you don't realize it. You don't realize it.
Yeah.
But do you think so? Do you think that's true? I think it's true.
To be honest,
because survival-wise,
low key in the sense that I'm like I look for someone who could protect me. Like in any way. Like I want to be with someone where like if we're on the streets, nobody would even try to like rob us because they're scared of him. You know what I mean? So I guess in a way, yeah. But I don't think I'm out here thinking like, could he kill me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Perfect.
You don't like.
It's just subconscious.
It's just subconscious.
I think that could be true. Yeah.
I mean, girls do find weird things attractive, so this would not be too surprising. They'd be like, oh my gosh, he can kill me. I love him so much. I need him. Like, bro, what?
Dark origins of children's shows you never knew. The last one will blow your mind. Number 1. Sesame Street was originally created as a psychological experiment to see if television could be used to educate underprivileged children who couldn't afford preschool. The show's format was deliberately designed using advertising techniques to sell learning to kids the same way commercials sold products, essentially turning education into a form of mental conditioning that many child psychologists warned could be manipulative. Number 2. The Teletubbies were inspired by a disturbing concept. The creator wanted to show what the world would look like if nuclear war wiped out civilization and only innocent, childlike beings remained. The barren landscape, the mysterious voice trumpets emerging from the ground, and the babies' faces appearing in the sun were meant to represent a post-apocalyptic world where simple creatures live among the technological remnants of destroyed humanity. Before I say the last one, make sure you hit that follow button to support the channel. Number 3. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood had a hidden dark purpose that even parents didn't realize. Fred Rogers was actually a trained child psychologist who designed every episode to identify and help children suffering from abuse, neglect, or trauma at home. His gentle questions, the way he spoke directly to the camera, and his emphasis on feelings were therapeutic techniques meant to reach kids whose parents might be hurting them, and PBS received thousands of letters from children revealing abuse after watching his show, making it one of the largest unintentional child welfare operations in television history.
Yo, you know what Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
You know that shit was it was made by a drug addict?
What?
Coca-Cola was made by a drug addict.
No, I mean, I can, that makes sense because it's super addicting.
So, I think the story goes long time ago. His name's John Pemberton. So he was a pharmacist and he was part of the Civil War in America. But what happened, he ended up getting injured through the war.
Yeah.
So they prescribed him morphine.
Okay.
And because morphine is mad addictive, he got addicted to it. But since he's a pharmacist, he decided to make something to, I guess, suppress his addiction.
Yeah.
But before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys that more and more people have reported that their phones were being spied on. To check that this does not happen, save this video, click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately. So he created a formula with cola nuts, with cocaine.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then a certain like wine, a certain like an alcohol, put it all together in one mixture.
And he created coke.
And he created what was gonna be the Coca-Cola recipe. Now check this out. So since he was a pharmacist, he started selling it to all these different people at his pharmacy, and people loved it because it was really like suppressing all of their whatever they're going through. Now, during the prohibition, what happened?
What happened?
Banned all alcohol. So to change the recipe, he substituted the alcohol in it with sugar, and he created deadass Coca-Cola today, which is hella sugar. Low-key, the original recipe had cocaine. And those cola nuts.
I've heard about this, but I did not know people were really waking up and starting their day off with some cocoa beans, some cocaine, and sugar. That is crazy. That is definitely an interesting recipe to get your day going. But the history behind a lot of products and how they're created is really interesting because they're nothing like how they were then compared to now. I mean, good, because I don't think we should be drinking cocaine, but yeah.
Do you know how Mike Tyson started boxing?
No, why?
So he was in the street and he was getting bullied.
Yeah.
He had a pigeon that he held in his hand, and it was like his pet. He was petting it. Somebody took his pigeon and ripped off its head.
Oh, fuck.
So Mike Tyson got so pissed, he threw his first knockout punch ever. Knocked out the guy that ripped off the pigeon's head. After that, I think he started getting a lot of street fights. And then his coach, like his trainer,
he was like,
took him in, like, you have so much potential.
That's why.
Trained him and made him who he is.
Yeah. That's why he has the pigeon thing. I didn't know where the pigeon shit originated from.
I think
whole time it was just like that was the origin.
Yeah, just in the area where he was.
Yeah.
He obviously didn't grow up in like the best of areas, right?
Yeah, obviously.
And that was their pets. Like him having a pigeon, like taking care of a pigeon.
Yeah.
It just that's stemmed to his home. Or like his roots.
Yeah.
So I guess while he was older, he wanted kind of like nostalgic and have his own pigeon pet farm. Or whatever you call it.
8 crazy facts from New York you never knew. The last one will blow your mind. Number 1. New York City uses more electricity than entire countries like Ireland or Portugal, powering 8.4 million people in one metropolitan area. Number 2. The Statue of Liberty was originally brown copper but turned green due to oxidation over 30 years of weather exposure. Number 3. New York has more than 700 languages spoken within its borders, making it the most linguistically diverse place on Earth. Number 4. Central Park is entirely man-made and required moving 10 million cartloads of soil and rocks to create the natural landscape. Number 5. New York pizza shops outnumber McDonald's locations 6-1, with over 32,000 pizza places in the state. Number 6. The Empire State Building has its own zip code and generates more revenue than most small countries' entire economies. Number 7. New York's subway system runs 24/7 and is one of only 4 transit systems in the world that never closes, moving 5.5 million people daily. The state also has a town called Hell, where the post office sells mail from Hell novelty postmarks year-round. Before I say the last one, make sure you hit that follow button to support the channel. Number 8. There are abandoned subway tunnels beneath New York City that house entire communities of people who've been living underground for decades, complete with their own mayors, businesses, and social systems that most New Yorkers don't even know exist. These mole people have created a shadow civilization in forgotten tunnels with electricity tapped from the subway system. And some areas are so organized they have street addresses and mail delivery within the underground network.
Zach? What happened, dogs? Who's this? Who is this guy right here, bro? Because this is the Zach that I know. This Zach? I don't know who this guy is. 2017? 2025. What has happened, guys? Who's this, dogs? Who is this guy? Because clearly, these are not looking like the same people. Maybe they are, but who is this? 2025 Zach, 2017 Zach. What is going on out here, guys? Bro, who is this, bro? He's darker. He looks completely different. 2025, 2015 Zach. What is going on here, guys? What did he do? This is the Zach I know. Don't you agree? This Zach looks very familiar. But then he starts to change a little. See what I'm talking about? Who's this? How many versions of Zach are there? Who is this guy right here? Ain't no way. You changed multiple times. Right here? Who is this? Who is this guy, bro? Because at this point, they're just switching them up. Nah, I'm just playing around, guys. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just wondering, what happened to Zach? Why does he look so different? I don't know, guys. You let me know what you think about this. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these celebrities, but this is not the same dude from High School Musical. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know. You know, he must have been through a lot of stuff. Yeah, I really don't know why he looks like that. That's, you know, a lot of these celebrities are going off the deep end. Like, I'm sure he went through a lot because a lot of these celebrities do, but...
People before and after their prison sentence, part 2. Matthew Medlin before. After. Esteban Carpio before. After.
This is a cheeseburger from McDonald's. This is for educational purposes only. Share this video with someone you love, care, and respect. Watch the video until the end. Have you ate McDonald's today or tonight? What are your thoughts in the comment section?
McDonald's cheeseburger. Still warm. Just tempted to eat it. Okay, so we're gonna leave our burger to digest for a while in the acid. Come back later and see what's happened. Hydrochloric acid is found in everybody's stomach. 3.5 hours. So we're gonna see what happens to a tasty McDonald's cheeseburger after 3.5 hours of concentrated hydrochloric acid. I think it's absolutely disgusting. So, I mean, the fats aren't really going to dissolve very well because in your stomach there's lots of bile acids in your actual body to do digestion.
This guy's gum exploded in his mouth. The reason is so crazy. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
It's chewing gum?
Yes.
Bro had that 5 gum, huh?
It was this dude named Vlad Likanos. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but this dude was 25 years old. He was a college student at the time, and he was a chemistry student. Apparently, this guy had this really weird habit. He liked to dip his gum in citric acid so it would make it more sour. And he liked to do that. He like dip it in there, chew it, you know, because he liked the way it tasted. It made the gum like a little bit more sour. Apparently, this guy would do that a lot. And this one day, he goes, does the usual. He dips it in citric acid, but it wasn't citric acid. He ended up dipping it in the wrong stuff. That was pretty much like this explosive powder.
Whoa.
That was from one of the chemistry experiments he was doing, and he ends up dipping it in there by accident, not knowing. I don't know if he was in the lab when this happened, but he goes and bites down on it. And pretty much what scientists or people that have examined this case think is that it was either from the chewing force or powder mixing with his saliva. Pretty much ignited it in his mouth, and it blew off his jaw.
Really?
Literally, bro's jaw was hanging by a string. Yeah, blew off his whole jaw.
Killed him instantly.
He ended up dying literally like the next day in the hospital.
Oh my god.
Yeah, or I think it was a couple days after, but yeah, it basically blew that guy's head. Popped his jaw off, bro. Yeah, off of chewing gum.
The real life video of La Llorona, and it's of a guy who is riding one of those ATVs, or like one of those cars, and then you could hear in the background La Llorona.
Because the cops are there. Is that the cops?
No, I think that's another one of these cars. But apparently, like, La Llorona is not just one specific entity. Because there was this guy on a podcast, and he was explaining how La Llorona is sighted in different parts of the world. It's not the same entity. It's just manifested the same way. So it could be the same way. You see how certain emotions can manifest into, like, a poltergeist or, like, this supernatural thing. It could be that, bro. Maybe a bunch of grief and a bunch of sadness
creates that.
Manifests into La Llorona. Let us know in the comments if y'all think that that video is real. If y'all have ever had like an experience with La Llorona.
This was the tragic moment when just a single pitch pushed an MLB player to suicide. On October 12, 1986, Angels relief pitcher Donnie Moore was just one strike away from sending his team to the World Series when he gave up a devastating home run to Boston's Dave Henderson in Game 5 of the ALCS. The Angels went on to lose the game, the series, and fans never forgave him. Even though the loss wasn't entirely his fault, Moore became the public scapegoat. He was relentlessly booed, received hate mail and death threats, and was blamed for cursing the team. The moment single-handedly destroyed his career in mental health. He spiraled into depression, injuries, alcoholism, and financial stress. For years, he lived with the unbearable guilt of that one pitch, famously saying, "I relive it every day." In July of 1989, consumed with anger and despair, he shot his wife during an argument, then turned the gun on himself in front of one of their children. His wife survived, but Moore died at just 35 years old. One of the most tragic examples of how a single moment in sports can lead to a real-life nightmare.
It's very strange. All these men that were the inventors of the rockets and stuff, they're all very, very into the occult. And so one guy, Jack Parsons, who is called America's rocket godfather, basically he's the one that started the rocket program in the United States. He was part of this organization called the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. He was basically underneath Aleister Crowley.
No way.
He had his own chapter in California. So Aleister Crowley, he joined the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, where he was trained in ceremonial magic. But this guy, Jack Parsons, he said that through the ceremonial magic and whatnot, him, just like others, like the Nazi Party, these Russian engineers, they all received this information about going to space and going to the stars from different entities.
Oh, come on.
They said it was never our knowledge. It was gifted to us. They called them like downloads and stuff. That was just a weird thing to me. This connection of like pretty much the same exact time all over the world, these engineers were receiving these revelations from entities being like, you have to conquer space, conquer the stars. This is how you're going to do it. And they all built these rockets around the same time. Just crazy to me. I also discovered that Buzz Aldrin, along with a ton of astronauts, a ton of NASA directors, were all 33-degree Freemasons. And Buzz Aldrin, when he landed on the moon, with him, one of his belongings that he brought was a tiny little silk flag that was from the Freemason Scottish Rite movement, the 33-degree Masons. Super weird.
What are we doing?
Really weird thing. One of these test pads where they tested the Apollo mission was test pad number 33, and there's only one runway at NASA. Only one runway. It's not runway 1, not runway A. It's runway 33.
Why?
Super weird.
I don't get it, man. This is just beyond me. I hate it.
Products that became successful because customers used them completely wrong. Bubble gum was invented by accident when chemist Walter Deemer was trying to create a synthetic rubber substitute for car tires during a rubber shortage in the 1920s. Daimler was experimenting with different polymer combinations to find a cheaper alternative to natural rubber when he created a stretchy pink substance that was completely useless for tire manufacturing. Co-workers at the Fleer chewing gum company started chewing the failed rubber experiment and discovered it made perfect bubbles, leading to the transformation of an industrial failure into one of the world's most popular candies. Nail polish was originally developed as automobile paint, designed to give cars a glossy, durable finish that could withstand weather and road conditions in the early automotive industry. The nitrocellulose lacquer was created specifically for painting Model T Fords and other vehicles that needed protective coatings resistant to rain, sun, and daily wear. When women discovered that car paint created a much shinier and longer-lasting finish on fingernails than traditional nail treatments, they began using automotive lacquer as beauty products, accidentally creating the billion-dollar nail polish industry. Red Bull was created as a medicinal cough syrup and stomach remedy for treating digestive problems and respiratory infections in rural Thailand during the 1970s. The original formula, called Krating Dang, was sold in pharmacies as a health tonic that contained caffeine and herbs to help sick patients recover from illness and boost energy during recovery. When Austrian businessman Dietrich Mateschitz discovered the medicinal syrup, he modified the recipe and marketed it as an energy drink for healthy people, transforming a Southeast Asian folk medicine into the world's most successful energy beverage brand.
See, like, this is interesting, but my question is, who took the rubber and put it in their mouth and decided that you could do this? Like, someone always takes the risks. Like, there's always that one person that goes against every single survival instinct and figures something out. And now that it's a normal thing, people don't question it too much, but if you really look at it, you're like, bro really just said, hold on, I'm gonna put this rubber in my mouth and I'm gonna blow a big old bubble. I guess people back then were just different. I mean, nowadays we had people eating Tide Pods, so.
Justin Bieber said, your Bible can't save you. Y'all, I got a bad feeling about all of this. Justin Bieber wants out. And you know what happens when you want out. Once you find your way in, it's hard as hell to find your way out without going through any consequence. We all been seeing the rants Justin Bieber been going on. How he been in public going on paparazzi, or he just been looking mad. So he put this on his IG. Y'all can pause it or rewatch it. So on the surface, it looked like Justin is just talking about God forgiveness and grace. But if you read between the lines, this looked like more of a spiritual confession. That's what I think. Justin been in the industry since he was a kid. So he's seen the dark side of the industry, being Hollywood. I believe he's trying to distance himself from that world, from that dark side.
4 people have lost their lives and 19 others are in the hospital, all because of food sold at Trader Joe's and Walmart. The CDC has said there is a current listeria outbreak coming from meals made from Trader Joe's and Walmart, all from a ready-to-eat pasta dinner. This outbreak has spread across 15 states, the CDC says, and warns the products may still be in refrigerators and freezers right now. Now, because this is a listeria outbreak, this is especially dangerous to people that are pregnant or over the age of 65. Even those with weakened immune systems can also have terrible effects from this. These symptoms can include headaches, stiff neck, confusion, loss of balance, and in severe cases, people have actually lost their lives. Now, the CDC says that these symptoms can occur anywhere from the same day to up to 10 weeks later after eating this meal. And if you've recently eaten any of these meals that you can search up right now, mainly it's the linguine and the Trader Joe's Cajun-style chicken fettuccine Alfredo, you need to pay attention to your health and contact a director if symptoms do appear, and go to the hospital immediately.
I think this is a sign to start making our own food and stop eating prepackaged mystery meat. I understand a lot of people don't got time, and the efficiency of this is what makes it very beneficial. But the whole point of eating food is to give you energy and build your body. So if you eat something that makes you sick and takes your life, kind of defeats the entire purpose of actually eating.
Warning labels that actually exist because someone actually did it. The last one will blow your mind. Number 1, warning labels on coffee cups saying contents may be hot exist because in 1994, a 79-year-old woman spilled McDonald's coffee on herself and suffered third-degree burns so severe they required skin grafts and hospitalization. Stella Liebeck sued McDonald's for $2.9 million after discovering they served coffee at 190 degrees Fahrenheit, which was hot enough to cause serious burns within seconds of contact. McDonald's had received over 700 complaints about their dangerously hot coffee, but ignored them until this lawsuit forced every restaurant in America to add hot contents warnings on their cups. Number 2. Peanut packages now have "contains peanuts" labels because food allergies became so severe that even obvious ingredients needed legal warnings after multiple lawsuits. A man with a severe peanut allergy ate a package of peanuts without reading the ingredients, went into anaphylactic shock, and sued the company claiming the packaging didn't clearly warn him about the peanut content. This ridiculous lawsuit led to mandatory labeling laws requiring companies to state the obvious, which is why you now see "contains milk" on milk cartons and "contains eggs" on egg packages. Number 3. Christmas lights now have warning labels saying, "For indoor or outdoor use only," because a man in 1985 decided to use his Christmas lights underwater to decorate his swimming pool for a holiday party. He was electrocuted when the lights short-circuited in the water, and his family sued the manufacturer claiming there was no warning against submerging electrical decorations in pools or bathtubs. The lawsuit resulted in manufacturers adding warnings that seem completely obvious, like, "Do not use near water on electrical items" and "Remove infant before folding" on baby strollers.
This is a crazy loophole. This dude really ate a package of peanuts knowing he's allergic to peanuts. Then he got mad when he had an allergic reaction. This dude has got to be a top tier victim. He knew he was allergic to peanuts and then ate peanuts.
This is one of the reasons why everybody needs to stay off the dark web. So this happened in 2020 in Missouri to this lady named Cassidy Rainwater. One day that year, she ends up going missing without a trace. Everybody around her that knew her was pretty much like, what the happened to her? You know, she didn't leave no note, nothing happened. So they knew there was something fishy about the way she disappeared. People that knew her, they contact the police. The police end up doing a investigation trying to figure out what happened to this lady and where did she go. As they're doing their investigation, they get an anonymous tip from someone who sends them an image, supposedly was from the dark web. In this image, it's a picture of this lady, Cassidy Rainwater. She's in a cage and she's like partially.
Whoa.
So the police are like, is it real? They end up looking into that. They're trying to figure out like who took this picture, how did this even, get to us and everything like that. While they're doing all their research, it leads them to these 2 men that live in the same area. And one of the guys actually was pretty close to her. And he was this dude who she trusted, and he was helping her get on her feet. Police end up going to these guys and they're trying to, talk to them and pretty much interrogate them. Yeah, they get like a warrant to go inside these guys' houses, and when they go inside of their house, they find a whole bunch of crazy stuff in there. They go and they also confiscate all these guys' electronics, so their computers, their phones, all that. And in the video, it shows one of the guys going into the shed that's on the corner of their house, and he's going in there, and whenever he would go in there, you would just hear girls screaming. As they're still searching around the house and everything, they're just finding a couple weird things that they're like, okay, this is weird, this is a little bit weird. And then one of the investigators was like, you know what, I want to check the fridge. To these people's surprise, they open the fridge, they find a whole bunch of meat that is packaged with a date on it. Pretty much the date that was on it was around the same time this girl Cassidy went missing.
Oh, shit.
The police and everybody were like, okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not what we think it is. This is very freaking weird. They end up taking these guys, they take them in. As they're in custody, they take all of these bags of meat and they start to, scan it for the DNA and see what it is, what kind of meat it is. It matches with Cassidy's DNA.
Damn.
So instantly they're like, okay, what the hell is even going on here? These people end up interviewing them. They're interviewing the guys. They find out that they were planning on selling her meat on the dark web.
Really?
Yes, and that's why.
Have you seen that video of there's this guy on a bus, and then he sees like a woman.
Is this
a hooded woman?
Oh,
Have you seen this?
I think so.
So there's this hooded woman, and she's just like on the bus, and she's asking for help or something, but she won't leave the bus.
Yeah.
Like, she just won't leave the bus, and he's trying to like look at her face, and the closer he gets to her, he can see under the hood there's no face. No face. There's a video of it.
What?
And if you pay like close attention, this woman doesn't have a shadow.
Oh no.
And that's one of the dead giveaways. Like, this is a spirit.
Yeah, you don't have a soul, fam.
Look.
Let me see.
While he was talking to this lady,
So you can see the hood. She's just wearing like a scarf there.
Oh.
See, look. You can't see the face, even though she's looking like right at the camera. Look.
Yeah.
Can't see nothing.
That's so weird. Why would
Wait, so the bus driver saying, yeah, she has hands. She has hands. No, but the bus driver saying like show me yourself. She wants to look at him. Look, she has no face. The bus driver's like, get off the bus, because he's scared. He's like, what are you?
Yeah.
The bus to the police station.
So he looks closer.
When they arrived, the woman had mysteriously vanished without a trace.
The woman has no shadow either.
Oh no.
Look. Behind her, no shadow. So it's just a spirit. Yeah. Now, what the bus driver did, he just panicked because he called the police. So he exited the bus, waited for the police, and when they came back onto the bus,
she's not there no
she's
more.
Gone.
Oh, you son of a cannibal. 1 cent burgers. 1 cent a burger. Oh, you son of a bitch. So for the people that don't know, they're giving out, in English money, it's 0.0015. In English money, you can't even buy this burger. If this was England, mate, we would get that burger for free. That's how cheap the burger is. It don't even exist. 1 cent a burger. Now listen, people. No, listen, black people. You know what it is. So there's a couple of chicken shops in England where you can get 3 pieces of chicken, 10 wings, 7 chicken strips, 5 fries, 2 drinks, coleslaw and beans for $2.99. They've been giving out artificial meat for a very long time. There was a time in England where there was a big scandal that every beef burger was made out of horse. Horse. I'm not gonna lie, it tasted good. But you see these 1 cent burgers, brother? Who remembers the lockdown? Who remembers the lockdown? I don't know about you, but that sounds like lockdown meat to me, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna lie, if you eat a 1 cent burger, you're asking for whatever comes to you. There is no way you see a burger for 1 cent. It just kind of scares me knowing that there's somebody out here that is going to buy this burger and eat it with a big old smile on their face, thinking that they just got the steal of a lifetime.
This girl fell for one of the stupidest things I've seen. Denali Bremer. One day she was just on social media and she ended up getting a text message from this guy that was named Tyler, who claimed to be a tycoon. He ends up messaging this girl and he randomly tells her, I will pay you $9 million if you go and murder someone and send me proof.
Wow.
So this 19-year-old girl, Denali, ends up being like, are you serious? And bro's like, yes, I will actually send it to you. He like sends her proof that he has the money and he'll send it to her. So then she's like, all right, sweet, I'll do it. She convinces two of her homies, these two boys. And the reason why they were down is because she said she was going to split it down 3 ways. So they all going to get $3 million each.
Yeah.
They ended up going through with this plan. They're like, all right, bro, so now we just got to find somebody.
And it could just be a random person. It has to be someone specific.
It could be a random person. That's what the guy said. Just find somebody, kill them, and send me the proof. So they end up choosing this 19-year-old girl named Cynthia Hoffman, who was a disabled girl who actually believed that she was best friends with Denali. This girl is under the assumption that they're friends.
Yeah, they're
so
homies.
she's like, yeah, like this is my friend, whatever. So that's what they used to get her to trust them. So they're just like, yeah, we want to go like on a hike with you and we're just gonna go hang out. Cynthia's like, okay, yeah, cool, like I'll come with you guys. So they ended up going up this hill and they take her up there. Immediately they all start jumping her. They duct tape this girl, like her hands and stuff like that. As they did that, they flip her over. One of the dudes grabs a gun. I think he got it from his dad or something. And he shoots her in the back of her head and kills her.
Damn.
As this girl, Denali, is recording it for the proof. So after they do that, they go and they just dump her body in a river. They don't even try to really get rid of the evidence in the best way. They just dump her body in a river and let her go down the river. A couple days after, police end up finding this girl's body at the end of this river. So they ended up getting caught up pretty easy. They go and make 3 arrests. They arrest all 3 of these kids. They end up arresting this guy, Tyler, as well. And his real name was actually David. And he was actually this guy who was, I think, in his 30s. And he lived in his mother's basement.
Oh, wow.
So he was really like some loser guy who just wanted to see some chaos happen and trick these kids online. To my surprise, all of them got 99 years.
All of them?
All of them.
Even
all 4
David?
of them. Even David. He got 99 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So they ended up sending all of them to jail. And, dude, they're never getting out.
Well, Ariana Grande really showed that she's on the dark side of things, y'all. Not just because she's showing us her backside and that she got all red on. It's always the red, y'all. They love showing red. So y'all remember during the Oscars, she had 2 dresses on. One of them was this. I didn't know this before, but I know this now. Look what's on her back, y'all. Do y'all see that shit? It's a red heel. So a lot of people looking at me like, what the hell are you talking about? Hold up. They say the devil's in the details, but the truth is hidden in plain sight, which is that shoe. If y'all haven't heard about the Red Shoe Club, go look it up. You will be amazed. So we all know that the red symbolizes what we bleed. The shoe wasn't worn by accident. And the fact that it's red too, that's just showing the ritual mark.
Something is going on with these oatmeal cream pies.
Yo, check this out.
Yo.
Yo, look, the cream is glowing.
What is that?
The cookie is glowing green, and this cookie's brighter than the other one.
What is that, bro?
Yo, I don't know what to tell y'all.
I don't know either.
I didn't do nothing to this cookie, I promise I wouldn't.
Why was that cookie glowing? You seen it, right? When he put that light to it, I think it was a blue light or a black light. Why was it glowing like that, bro? I'm telling you guys, make your own stuff already. Because we don't know what's going on out there. And to think, I grew up on these oatmeal cream pies. They were my favorite. I haven't had one in a while. And based on that video I just seen, I don't think I'm gonna have any ever again. Because something is going on with these oatmeal cream pies. And I don't know, that guy didn't know either. Matter of fact, who is that guy? Because he was the only one that took time out of his day to look that up, to figure that out. When I go and I buy an oatmeal cream pie, I just eat it. I don't put it under a light. He probably did it because he loves his oatmeal cream pies. So he had to make sure they were still the same like they used to be. I'm just playing around, guys. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know who that guy was and what was he doing with that light. Who's to say that light didn't make the color of that top of the cookie? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about this. I'm out.
I have to tell you the story about this streamer who did like his girlfriend so terrible. You probably never heard him, but his name was like something Vote for Saxton. And his main thing was going on and viewing toys, and like the off chance he would like play like game on his stream. So on Christmas, he named it the Night of Christmas Fuckland, right? And already that title's mad sus, right? And he said at the beginning of the stream, he was like talking to his camera, chat, due to technical difficulties, I might not be able to chat with you guys, okay? That's another very strange thing. And the chat noticed that whenever he was streaming, he would implement the word Natalie weirdly into his conversation. Just a name, random. So everyone was like, okay, when people were typing, he wasn't responding, he was talking about different things. Yeah. The whole stream didn't know that while this stream was going on, he was actually grooming his girlfriend. That was when he wasn't showing it. Because he thought he was smart. If I'm streaming, that's crazy. The police would never know. That's your alibi. Yes. That's because, oh look, police, I was here at this time. It's live. It was a pre-recording. The only reason why he got caught is because in the stream, he would give clues of what he was gonna do because he was so mad. He was like,
he was thinking about that shit.
He's like, on his head. I'm gonna go get her. Shit like that. Damn. He's like, hey, Natalie.
Bro, what is wrong with these people? Like, there's no way he thought this plan was going to work. He literally talked about hating this girl and wanting to harm her on his stream, which already gives them a motive as to who could have hurt her. Even if his alibi was he's streaming, him talking in a negative way about her already ticks off red flags to detectives.
This is definitely not my usual type of video, especially considering nothing really creepy is going on here, but I'll still talk about it anyways. This is supposed to be a creepy TikTok video that I got tagged in. Really, I don't see what's creepy about it. It's clearly some old footage. It shows these kids hanging out with a man in a purple dinosaur costume. The appearance of this costume is pretty jarring, but many of you might recognize this as Barney. When I was a kid, Barney was something that regularly aired, and this was viewed as very kid-friendly. As a result, back in the early and mid-1990s, kids would oftentimes have Barney-themed birthday parties where they would buy these costumes and dress up. A lot of these costumes were not officially licensed Barney costumes, so they looked pretty creepy sometimes. One of the main reasons why this version of Barney looks so creepy, though, is because...
What if the whole time they've been playing in our face? Read this. Our secret ingredient is our people. It might not mean that. But what if? What if the whole time we've been the only one not let in on this sick joke? Have a good day today.
It's been revealed that all of the chain's fries are sprayed with an incredibly toxic pesticide that's so harmful that the fries cannot be safely consumed until 6 weeks post-spray. This investigation dug deeper and revealed this fact after the French fries sold by McDonald's were found to contain substances that can cause cancer and even brain damage, in a discovery that came to light just recently. McDonald's only uses a very specific kind of potato in order to make their fries. This potato is known as the russet Burbank potato, and they have a very thin, uniquely long shape that's responsible for creating the appearance of McDonald's fries we recognize. They're quite difficult to grow, which is exactly why these pesticides have to be used in the first place. A kind of pesticide that's almost ridiculously toxic, which is also known by its other name, methimidofos, comes with its share of shocking side effects. There have also been many cases of poisoning as a result of monitor exposure. The symptoms of poisoning from this pesticide are pretty nasty. I guess that gives you one more reason not to eat food from McDonald's.
This isn't even food at this point. This is literally just poison. Like, this is not benefiting you at all. If this ain't a wake-up call, I don't know what is.
Have you ever heard about the Facundo cemetery incident?
No, I haven't.
There was this Mexican comedy TV show called Incognito. 2006, it would air its Halloween special that had many of the Latino community shook.
Why?
One of the hosts of the show explores cemetery, and it was supposedly haunted, and he sees a girl.
Like a little girl?
Yes. But his reaction seems so genuine that it doesn't seem fake, bro.
He's by himself?
Yeah. He does have crew with him as well, but they're like at a base camp.
It's already scary, bro.
¡Manifiéstense! ¡San maricas! ¡Hagan algo! Y con todo respeto para los muertos.
15 minutes after he said that.
First of all, he's fucking like bugging for even going to that cemetery, bro.
Amiga, ¿cómo te llamas?
Oh,
Amiga. Niña. Ay, no seas imbécil.
¡Con lentes! ¡Eivor! ¡Venga, güey! ¡Venga, güey! ¡Por favor!
nah, and hearing the scream is crazy. Imagine being him and hearing that shit.
Bro, I'll be shook, bro. Again.
Bro, booking it.
Bro, I'll book it.
He said this one. I swear in
There are some evil mother at the top, and they've been hiding something from you for a long time. They control the news, they write your history books, and they've kept entire books out of the. But that's not even the worst part. What they really took was your connection to yourself. They filled your foods with chemicals, your mind with noise, and your body with toxins that keep your mind dull and your dreams small. Why? Because if you were to truly wake up, you wouldn't just stop listening to them, you would start creating your own reality. But in the 1970s, someone did wake up. A farmer from Arizona, his name was David Hudson, and his story is quite tragic. He wasn't a scientist, he was just a farmer that wanted to fix his soil. And when he actually tried to do this, instead what happened was that this white powder started to emerge from the ground where he had poured sulfuric acid. Now this powder defied all of the laws of physics because it just didn't behave like a solid, and it would appear somewhere, it would disappear, it would change weight, it would float in electromagnetic fields. It just made no sense to David. But obviously, because of the weird and otherworldly properties of this powder, David started to do some digging into the past. So he runs to his nearest library and he starts pulling out all the old records of books and just everything that he can find to see if anyone in history has found anything like this. And much to his surprise, David goes to the Bible and he finds this description of these white flakes that the Israelites called. In Egypt, there was something that the ancient Egyptians used that was called mufcusps, and in ancient alchemical texts, they called this the stone. Now, all of these descriptions said the exact same thing. This was a substance that activated the third eye, that healed the body, that awakened the soul, nurtured it. So excited about this, Hudson thought he had found this substance, and he tried to share this with everyone. He filed some patents so that he could make more of this stuff. He held lectures, and then by the early 2000s, some say that his lab was burned to the ground. His office was raided, and after that, no one really knows what happened to David. He just disappeared off the map without a trace. No obituaries, and all of the information that you find on this guy now is calling him this pseudoscientist that was just scamming people.
So Michelle Obama finally admitted it, y'all. She said it on camera. So what we not gonna do is try to spin it as if we didn't see what she did and hear what she said. The proof is in the pudding. You're gonna hear the same thing I heard, and you're gonna see the same thing I seen. I understand people make mistakes and have slip-ups, but when you and your husband keep slipping up over the years, come on now. So here's where she messed up. When she asked Marlon Wayans a question, she should have said, so you particularly as a black man, instead of saying, warms my heart particularly as a black man. But here y'all go.
Marlon, a bit about, just so proud of how you are being a role model for dealing with a child that's transgender. Absolutely. And that's, that warms my heart, particularly as a black man. Would you care to share?
Now it's the stutter for me. It's like she knew she fucked up. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know down below in the comments.
So you're telling me Michelle is actually Michael? We had President Diddy and the first lady was the first man? Bro, the first lady was actually the first man. So Obama likes boys. Yo, this just actually messed up my whole brain.
I bet y'all gonna stop saying that Chick-fil-A got the best chicken sandwiches now. So it's rumors going around that bread that Chick-fil-A serving ain't really that bread that you need to be eating. And I know you're like, what you talking about? They're saying that the shit that they make silly putty with is in Chick-fil-A bread. The bread that they put on them sandwiches that y'all love so much. And I sit back and I ask myself, damn, why do people go so crazy over Chick-fil-A? You got that Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, and then you had that Popeyes chicken sandwich that everybody was going crazy about. And then you had KFC. And you already know what I showed y'all about KFC. But now that they're saying that Chick-fil-A is using ingredients that they use for silly putty in them chicken sandwich breads, what y'all gonna do now? Because like I said, everybody say Chick-fil-A the best. Chick-fil-A got the best everything. Customer service, everything. Yeah? This ain't the...
There is now a California resident that just tested positive for the plague. Did I not just tell y'all what was about to happen? Y'all seen what happened with the squirrels and the rabbits, right? Well, now they're putting up these plague warning signs. Boy, these animals will flee. Don't feed the chipmunks, the squirrels, or other wild animals. I literally just told y'all what was about to happen. In the way how Buddy contracted the plague, he went camping. Ended up catching the black clap. I already told y'all what was the next step of us seeing all of these animals get these legions. Then what's gonna happen to where oopsie poopsie, now the humans is next. I'll wake up in the fucking morning and see this. And let's not forget, just last month in Arizona, we had the same thing. Somebody get clapped from the black clap. There's something seriously going on in nature right now. Pray and hope that this black plague don't get out of control, because it's not going to be pretty for nobody. Yeah. And leave the fucking animals alone. The people who didn't hear it the first time.
Oh, that's great news. I love that this is happening. Yeah, thanks a lot for bringing this back. Yeah, this is exactly what we needed at this time, right? With everything going on in the world, oh, let's just bring the Black Plague. No, y'all can keep that. I'm good. I think the Black Plague is the last thing we need right now. I think we need like some good news for once.
I came across this one specific video and it was going really viral. And it's a very, very creepy clip.
Oh, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck was that?
So what did it remind you of? Or
it reminded me of a sleep paralysis demon, and it reminded me of how like succubuses look. You know what that is? Succubus?
It's like a sexual demon?
Yeah. Like search it up. It's gonna look exactly like that.
Wait, seriously?
I'm being dead ass. I don't know if I'm bugging. It could be the sleep paralysis demon that looks like that.
Oh, like this one?
Yes. Yeah.
Incubus.
Yes. I think incubus is for the girl, and then succubus is for the guy.
That's probably what it is.
Why you say that?
Because in that specific clip, he's having like a sexual dream. But the thing that I found the most creepy about that specific scene is how whenever I would hear about sleep paralysis,
a lady in New York City said a tip of a finger was in her chicken wrap. What the hell is going on out here, guys? What are you talking about, bro? So you mean to tell me that lady made a better choice instead of getting a cheeseburger? She got a chicken wrap? And apparently, allegedly, there was a tip of a finger in her chicken wrap. Guys, I don't know how true that is. That's what people are saying, but I don't believe it. But people are telling me to believe it, but I don't believe it. I never seen that before in my life. But just to think, we gotta start checking out food. Before that, I heard that somebody's was in a burger. What is going on out here, guys? What's going on is that you need to start eating at home already and stop eating this fast food. Stop eating out. Stop eating at the restaurants. That's what's going on. This is out of control, guys. It was a chicken wrap. And instead of seeing chicken fingers in that chicken wrap, that lady said it was a finger in that chicken wrap. Do I believe it? Hell no, because this video is for entertainment purposes only. People are saying anything because that's not true. I've been eating chicken wraps for years and I ain't never see a finger, a tip of a finger in it. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about this. Did you hear about this?
There's a theory that in Home Alone, Kevin, he was actually left at home on purpose.
Yeah, because they didn't like him, no?
Not just because of that.
Yeah.
So his father, right? The theory goes that his father, he owned that huge house and so much people in there. There was a theory that he wasn't actually able to afford that place and all the excursions and things they do, right? And Kevin, being the one child that the whole family, they just thought he was a runt, and then they didn't really like him, right? Now, remember in the beginning of the movie, Kevin's dad was talking to the police officer.
Yeah.
And it's almost as if he knew who he was already, and they were having a friendly conversation.
Yeah.
Now, theory goes, only the mom was the only one that really cared about Kevin. The father didn't really care about Kevin that much, if you really take it in. The mom was the one that's like, Kevin, where's Kevin? Remember? Now, the theory goes that the father, he hired the burglars to go and do a robbery to claim on the insurance. Also, to claim insurance on Kevin's.
8 things Taco Bell puts in their food that you'd never expect. The last one will blow your mind. Number 1, sand. Taco Bell uses silicon dioxide, literally sand, in their seasoned beef to prevent clumping. You're eating the same stuff from the beach. Number 2, wood pulp. Their shredded cheese contains cellulose from wood fibers to keep it from sticking. Basically sawdust mixed in your crunch wrap. Number 3, beaver glands. Some vanilla flavoring comes from castoreum, a substance from beavers' behinds. It's been used in food for decades. Number 4, yoga mat chemicals. Until recently, their bread contained the same chemical used in yoga mats and shoe soles to make it fluffier. Number 5, crushed insects. That red color in their sauces? It comes from carmine, made by crushing thousands of tiny cochineal bugs. Number 6, petroleum derivatives. Some artificial colors in their food start as crude oil before being processed into those bright, appealing colors. Number 7, human hair. L-cysteine, used in their bread, traditionally came from human hair collected from barbershops, though synthetic versions are more common now. Before I say the last one, make sure to hit that follow button to support the channel. Number 8, propylene glycol. The same antifreeze component used in your car is also used as a preservative in some of their sauces and dressings. It keeps things fresh, but sounds pretty scary. The wildest part? All of this is completely legal and considered safe by the FDA. Makes you wonder what else is hiding in your favorite fast food.
Bro, if you showed Gordon Ramsay this video, he would probably have a stroke.
In Washington, I think not even that far from the White House, like literally 5 kilometers away from the White House. There was this farmer, and he found this hole in his farm, like a huge ass hole, right? So he looked down, and it was deep. It was hella deep, and he took his rope and tried to measure it. Rope.
Oh, okay.
Bro, what are you thinking?
No, because it's gonna go down in the hole and it's like just shit there.
No. Listen.
Okay.
This hole, he tried looking down, complete darkness, super deep. So he bought hella rope and he tried to measure it. It turns out it would be longer than the height of a tall ass mountain. So that hole might very well be the deepest hole in the world.
Oh shit.
That's what he's claiming, right? So he ended up going on on all these news broadcasts, all these podcasts, everything talking about it. And one of his stories was that one day he saw a beam of light like shoot out of the sky from that hole, like almost like a transparent light. Super bright and just shoot to the sky at nighttime. And he's like, what is going on, right? So apparently what happened to test that hole out, he had a lot of dogs, and I guess one of his dogs passed away. And just to test it out, he threw his dog down the hole.
What?
He threw his dog down the hole. And the next day, the dog was alive.
What?
The dog was alive, roaming around the yard.
What?
Yeah.
So what is that? What, like a healing?
Yo, so check this in.
Okay.
This guy that was on all these news broadcasts and shit, he got silenced. And if you try and Google Maps his farm, there's a huge white block covering his house.
No.
And you couldn't see. Also, they completely hid everything about that farm, and you can't even see that it used to be a farm anymore.
No.
So it just looks like plain land. So they hid everything. And that farm was not too far away from the White House. The White House a little bit farther. It's even closer to this military base.
Oh, okay, raps.
I never heard about this one before, but with the world we live in, I'm not even too sure what's real or what's fake. And if this were to happen, you know, our government's not very trustworthy, so this would be something they would cover up, because if someone figures out there's a hole in their yard that can bring things back to life, I don't think they would want anybody to know about that. Okay, but like throwing your dog down there is crazy. I don't know. I don't know why you would do that.
You want to hear a scary animal story?
Yes.
Yeah. In 2006, 3 Americans and 2 Africans that were going to this chimp sanctuary. Little did they know is that the 31 chimps that were in this sanctuary had escaped because they're very abusive to these chimps. And when they're going down the road, all of a sudden this ginormous chimp named Bruno, which was the alpha male, came into the middle of the road. He's 6 feet tall and weighs 270 pounds, which is double the amount of a normal chimpanzee. And then the chimp starts running towards his car, punches in the back window, grabs one of the African man's hands, and the gates to the sanctuary were closed. And so the driver, who was African, tried to ram the gate to get through, hit the gate. Nothing happened except it disabled the car. And the African driver got out, took off into the woods. Bruno, running down the road, gets Melvin, the guy who just got his hand bitten off, bites his foot off. And then Gary, just gotten knocked unconscious, grabs a big stick and starts eating Bruno the ape, like jabs him in the throat, and then Bruno stumbles back and then takes off into the woods.
Foods that were invented because someone was lazy. The last one will blow your mind. Number 1. TV dinners were created because a Swanson employee named Jerry Thomas had 260 tons of leftover Thanksgiving turkey and was too lazy to figure out a complicated way to use it up. He literally just threw turkey, corn, and sweet potatoes into aluminum trays, froze them, and marketed them as convenient meals you could eat while watching television. This lazy solution made Swanson over $10 million in the first year and completely changed how Americans ate dinner forever. Number 2. The sandwich. Sandwiches exist because the Earl of Sandwich was too lazy and addicted to gambling to stop playing cards for a proper meal with utensils. He ordered his servants to put meat between 2 pieces of bread so he could eat with one hand while continuing to gamble with the other. Other gamblers started ordering the same as sandwich, and this lazy eating method became so popular that it spread across Europe and eventually the entire world. Number 3. Breakfast cereal. Cereal was invented because Dr. John Harvey Kellogg was too lazy to make individual breakfast orders for hundreds of patients at his health spa every morning. He created flaked corn that could be mass-produced, stored easily, and served instantly with milk to feed everyone at once. His lazy breakfast solution accidentally created a billion-dollar industry and changed how the entire world eats breakfast, all because he didn't want to cook individual meals.
Okay, these are some interesting facts, but are we just going to overlook the fact that he has 260 tons of leftover turkey? How do you end up in this predicament? I mean, it was a really smart idea, but I just can't overlook the fact that he had 260 tons of turkey just chilling.
Vampires, they can't deal with silver.
Yeah.
Now check this out. Do you know why vampires hate silver? It's crazy. It goes to the Bible, fam.
No, I don't.
So the reason vampires cannot be around silver, and that's their weakness, is because it dates all the way.
3 banned foods Americans eat that other countries won't touch. Number 1. American bread contains azodicarbonamide, a chemical also used to make yoga mats and shoe rubber, which is banned in most European countries due to cancer concerns. This dough conditioner makes bread softer and helps it rise, but it breaks down into potentially harmful chemicals during baking. Countries like Singapore will actually fine you for bringing American bread products across their borders. Most Americans eat this chemical daily without knowing it exists in their food supply. Number 2. Artificial food dyes like red dye number 40 and yellow number 6 are common in American candies, cereals, and snacks, but banned in many European countries due to links with hyperactivity in children. European versions of American products like M&Ms and Skittles use natural colorings from fruits and vegetables instead. The European Union requires warning labels on foods containing these dyes, stating they may have adverse effects on children's attention and activity. Number 3. Farm-raised salmon in America is often fed artificial coloring to make the flesh pink, as naturally farm-raised salmon would be gray. This practice is banned in Australia and several European countries where consumers would rather eat gray salmon than chemically colored fish. The dye used is the same compound that makes flamingos pink, but it's added to salmon feed purely for aesthetic purposes. Many Americans don't realize that wild salmon gets its pink color naturally from eating shrimp and krill, while farm-raised salmon requires artificial enhancement.
If you see other countries banning stuff and, you know, certain things that you eat on a daily basis are literally condemned from being consumed in other places, shouldn't that just maybe tell you, oh, maybe I shouldn't be eating this? You know, I don't know if it's just me. Like, if I find out that we are the only place that consumes this certain thing and is banned everywhere else, you know, it kind of clicks in my brain that, oh, maybe that's not good for me.
The Philadelphia experiment in 1943. Have you ever heard of it? Yes or no?
No.
So this was the beginning of World War II. The world was at war, and it for the second time. The U.S. Navy ships were getting rocked their socks off. They started looking up different ways to cloak their ships. But then supposedly they're like, well, we want to figure out how to get all the way invisible. They did it, right?
Yeah.
This new technology in the ship. Flipped it on.
What is the technology that makes it invisible?
Don't know. The ship started to glow. Eyewitness report said there's like this green fog that started to surround it. Disappeared. Guess where it reappeared?
Japan.
It reappeared in the Virginia.
What?
250 miles away. When
Yeah.
it appeared in Virginia, it was actually 10 minutes before it disappeared.
What?
So it, like,
It went back in time?
back in time,
No, it's imaginary.
listen! It disappeared again. And then reappeared back in Philadelphia.
What happened at the Golden Globes? Obviously, men don't want to joke around with the word God. So at the Golden Globes, the host, you know, they hire people like comedians to make jokes about other people, right? And she did one bit, and she was like, "The award speeches have been great. Let's see the leaderboard on who people are thanking."
So much has already happened in the first half, and the acceptance speeches have been on fire. Who got shouted out the most? Let's look at the numbers.
11 people thanked their cast.
Cast and crew are leading the way with 11 mentions.
2 people thanked their mom.
Moms are holding strong with 3
And
shout-outs.
then at the end, it was like 0 people. Thank God.
God, creator of the universe, 0 mentions.
Damn. And she was like, "Oh, that's normal for this godless town."
No surprise in this godless town.
Literally the day after, fam, boom, that shit happened.
It's shocking video showing the absolute devastation in the Pacific Palisades. Footage reveals mile after mile of scorched earth where beautiful homes once existed. Officials now say thousands of structures have burned to the ground. Today, the Pacific Palisades is still on fire.
And it's like, damn.
Lies you were taught in school that you still believe today. The last one will blow your mind. Number 1. You were taught that Christopher Columbus discovered America and proved the earth was round, but both are completely false. Vikings reached North America 500 years before Columbus, and indigenous peoples had been living there for thousands of years, so he didn't discover anything. Additionally, educated people already knew the earth was round since ancient Greek times. Columbus's voyage was about finding a trade route to Asia, not proving the planet's shape, but textbooks simplified it into a feel-good discovery story. Number 2. Your teacher told you that you have 5 senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. But scientists have identified at least 20 different human senses. You have a sense of balance, temperature, pain, body position, hunger, thirst, and even a sense of time passing. The 5 senses idea came from Aristotle over 2,000 years ago, and schools just kept teaching it despite modern science proving we're far more complex, meaning everything you learned about your own body was outdated by centuries. Before I say the last one, make sure you hit that follow button to support the channel. Number 3. You learned that different parts of your tongue taste different flavors. Sweet on the tip, sour on the sides, bitter in the back. But this is completely made up. The tongue map came from a mistranslation of a German paper in 1901, and every part of your tongue can taste every flavor equally. Schools taught this myth for over 100 years, using colorful diagrams in textbooks, and millions of people still believe their tongue has flavor zones, even though scientists debunked it decades ago.
I only realized what Black Mirror means like last week.
What?
So Black Mirror, you know, it's that show about like technology, dark things happening with technology, right? A Black Mirror is every piece of technology we have. This is a black mirror.
Yeah, when it's turned off.
A TV screen is a black mirror. A computer monitor is a black mirror, bro.
Yo, these are black mirrors.
That's what it means. Because we go to the Black Mirror to, now check this out. Now it goes to ancient, not even ancient, but just like fairy tales. Mirror, mirror on the wall. We ask the mirror for advice. We ask the mirror for what to do. Now we almost worship not a clear mirror anymore, but the black mirror. And maybe that vibe of it, maybe there's something there that it's almost like too romanticized. Fairy tale. It sounds so fairy tale, right?
That's scary though.
Like mirror on the wall.
No, you never remember what I said. Especially,
There's finally new news about it.
What?
The David situation.
Oh, he's no longer a thing, right?
Yeah, so as of right now, beyond all odds, fam, David in this whole murder mystery case, he is no longer a suspect. Or at least they don't have a suspect. And that's the statement they made. Because new news came out that Celeste, they have a biopsy, and they're saying, this is what they suspect, that she had a drug overdose.
But why is she in the car? Yeah.
Okay, what if maybe she did overdose because of them, and then they're obviously trying to hide that.
Yeah, hide that. Okay.
And they didn't know what to do. I have no clue though.
Yeah,
like this all like theory, allegations.
All the evidence is there. The tattoo, shit like that. There's no way that.
Yeah, there's no way he's not a suspect, right?
Yeah. And when I seen that news on Grandy, it was so funny because it's like first of all, getting news from a meme page is so crazy, but because it's biased, right?
No, but that's how we get our news now.
That's how we get our news now.
That's how we get our news now. Like we get our news beside a joke. That's so wild. And 2025, all of our news is beside a meme. That's so fucked.
Look, what if I told you every celebrity you've ever known, from musicians to actors to politicians, isn't real? They're all characters. Hollywood is way more advanced than they let on. We're not just talking about makeup or CGI. We're talking about full-blown identity fabrication on a scale that would blow your mind. Every celebrity is just a role played by an elite group of actors using crazy advanced Hollywood techniques. I mean, think about it. Makeup artists, voice coaches, body doubles, deepfakes. Hollywood's had this tech for decades. They can make anyone look like anyone. What you think is a celebrity's natural appearance, it's a costume. They're trained to play roles, not just in movies, but in life. This whole thing is to control us, man. Celebrities influence how we think, what we wear, what we care about. They're there to sell ideas, lifestyles, keep us distracted from real problems. And when their character expires, whether through scandal, old age, or even deletes, those actors just take on a new role. Some of the biggest names today could have been playing different characters for decades. You ever notice how when one big pop star fades out of the spotlight, another one who looks suspiciously similar pops up? Like, where did that person come from? They're always just there. What if they didn't fade away? They just switched characters. Some of the biggest celebrity deletes in history, they weren't real. They just retired those characters, and those actors went on to play different roles. Hollywood has been using prosthetics, body doubles, and now even AI for years. But the real secret, they've perfected face and voice changing technology. We're talking micro implants that can change vocal tone, advanced bodysuits to alter physical appearance, and even psychological conditioning to make the actor believe they are the character. This stuff is beyond anything we've seen publicly. They've got this down to a science, man. Entire studios exist just to train these elite actors in multiple celebrity roles. These people live entire lives as different celebrities, flipping between roles depending on what the industry needs at the time. If you look at the way these celebrity lives unfold, how perfectly timed their rises and falls are, how eerily similar some of them look and sound, you can't help but wonder. There's something way bigger going on in Hollywood than we're being told.
What people don't really understand is that the government and all these other elite people are 30 years ahead of whatever we're thinking. Everything that people are coming to realize now has already been realized by them years ago. So we're like just really far behind. But they want all these things to feel like conspiracies to make us feel like we're crazy so we don't catch on to what they're doing.
Birds in the morning, they actually have a purpose for chirping. So, you know how like when you wake up, you're supposed to wake up to birds chirping, right?
Yeah.
That's our natural instincts.
That's how you know
our
it's like
human
morning.
nature to hear birds chirping in the morning. That's how you wake up, the sun setting, whatever, or sun rising, whatever, right? Apparently, when birds chirp in the morning, they actually send sonic waves to plants that stimulate that it's morning for them and gets them ready to receive sunlight. So in the same way,
but before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys, phones were being spied on by a blue radio app. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately.
Did you know like if you played, they played music, specifically like hip hop music, instead of birds, and it pretty much destroyed the plants.
Damn.
So they stimulated in like their own environment instead of bird chirping.
Okay.
They played the hip hop music, and it was literally killing the plants because the sonic waves weren't the same. Yeah. So the theory is like with us, since we're living things too, we're supposed to be seeing the sun. That's why people do sun gaze. Apparently, ancient Egyptians and all these different civilizations, what they used to do, they would take in the sun waves as energy.
Yeah.
How is this possible? How is she doing this? Kris Jenner is aging backwards, guys. You see it? Not only that, she looks like her daughter right here. She looks like Kim Kardashian right here. So you mean to tell me from 2007, she took this picture, to 2025? How are you doing this? Because a lot of people want to know, because we don't want to age either. 2007, 2025. I mean, how, man? How? Because whoever she's going to, people want to know, because they would like to do it too. She's almost touching 70. Because if 70-year-old women look like this, I might want to see what's up. They taking care of themselves. You see it. Shh. Shut up. What is going on with the Kardashians, guys? Wow. Big difference. I must say, she looks incredible right here. For her age, marvelous. What is really going on with the Kardashian family? Kanye knows. That's why they had to get rid of Kanye. Kanye does what he wants to do. Nobody can tell him nothing. Remember that song? Ha ha, you can't tell me nothing. Lamar Odom knows. He was going through it when he was dating her. He left her, and he seems to be doing just fine. Something is going on with the Kardashians, guys. And I just can't put it together. Entertainment purposes only. Kris Jenner looks amazing for her age. And I love the Kardashians. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. I'm out.
This whole CIA document is just absolutely wild. There was this remote viewer. His task was to look up where the Galactic Federation headquarters is at. And he talks about the surroundings. It's on our world. And there's these huge mountains, and then there's a giant lake. The guy says it seems a lot like Lake Titicaca in Peru. He entered this chamber, and there's this hallway. And in the middle of this room was this altar. All of a sudden, from above, there was this beaming white light, and there was a group of entities standing in white robes. He said it seemed very spiritual, religious. He didn't know how to describe it. In 2000, Italian archaeologists discovered at the bottom of Lake Titicaca was this ancient temple.
No way.
That really matched up with this CIA document. It's also the highest lake in the world.
What would be significance to that? The Bible talks about how if there was this fallen angel civilization high in the mountains and like we're above destruction, for like God to flood it and be like, you're not beyond my reach.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So Lil Uzi Vert decided to get a new tattoo. An upside down cross on his tongue. So the upside down cross on his necklace wasn't enough. 4 upside down crosses on his necklace wasn't enough. An upside down cross on his ear wasn't enough. Upside down crosses at his show was not enough. Him saying he makes a city girl believe in Satan was not enough. Him saying he sold his soul was not enough. Him telling people you're all going to hell right with me was not enough. He had to go and get an upside down cross tattoo on his tongue for you to see. Now here's my question. Is the tattoo on his tongue enough for you to finally stop listening to music like this? Have you realized there's something much more than physical now? There's something much more deeper going on with Lil Uzi Vert. I told you already before, you say his name fast, you get Lucifer. Lucifer, 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 Lucifer. You get Lucifer when you say Lil Uzi Vert so fast. It's deeper than what we're seeing on the outside perspective, people. It's a spiritual war that we deal with. And what you have here with Lil Uzi Vert is demons messing with
popular drinks that were originally medicine. Dr. Pepper was invented by pharmacist Charles Alderton in 1885 as a medicinal syrup designed to aid digestion and provide energy through a blend of 23 different flavoring agents. Alderton created the formula at his drugstore soda fountain as a health tonic that would help customers with stomach problems and fatigue. The medicinal syrup became popular as a refreshing beverage rather than medicine, leading to commercial production of the world's oldest major soft drink brand. Gatorade was developed by University of Florida researchers as a medical rehydration solution for athletes suffering from heat exhaustion and dehydration during football practices. The sports medicine team created the electrolyte replacement drink to prevent dangerous fluid loss that was hospitalizing players during intense training sessions in hot weather. The medical rehydration treatment became a commercial sports drink industry worth billions when other athletes discovered its performance benefits. Tonic water was created as a malaria prevention medicine containing quinine, a bitter compound that could prevent the deadly tropical disease that killed millions of colonists and travelers. British soldiers and colonial administrators in malaria-prone regions were required to drink tonic water daily as medical prophylaxis against the mosquito-borne illness. The medicinal quinine water was mixed with gin to make the bitter medicine more palatable, creating the gin and tonic cocktail from malaria prevention therapy.
People never fail to surprise me because they'll take everything and use it for what it's not supposed to be used for. Like in the last video, people discovered Listerine because they decided to put floor cleaner in their mouth. People back then really just took medicine and said, oh, I'm gonna regularly drink this every single day. Why can't nobody just use things for the purpose it's meant to be used for and not have to risk their lives for?
The Wallace Line.
The Wallace Line.
So you have Indonesia and you have Australia, right? You have Bali, you have the Philippines, and then there's Australia. There's an invisible line between these islands that for some reason animals cannot cross. Marine biologists have no idea. Biologists have no clue why. There's only like a 20-mile difference. On this side, on the Asian side, you have tigers, elephants, monkeys, all these types of things. But then 20 miles over, you have animals
They're
that
completely different species.
are completely different species. You have marsupials like kangaroos and koalas, and then you have dingoes.
They've never observed those animals crossing over.
Even the fish will not cross over this invisible line within the ocean. Birds will not fly to the other side. It's just a border that animals instinctively just don't cross for some unknown reason.
I wonder if it's like a gravitational force or something.
But it'd have to be something we can't measure.
Yeah.
Because you know they're trying to figure that out. They'd find gravity or energy.
And why animals are the only things that don't cross it.
8 crazy facts the government doesn't want you to know. Number 1, federal income tax was supposed to be temporary to fund World War I, but became permanent, and the IRS can't actually explain what law requires you to pay it. Number 2, the FBI had a secret program called COINTELPRO that illegally spied on and harassed civil rights leaders, including Martin Luther King Jr., for decades without warrants. Number 3, the government conducted illegal medical experiments on unsuspecting citizens for 20 years, including giving people LSD without their knowledge to study mind control. Number 4, Social Security numbers were never meant to be used as identification. They literally say not for identification on the original cards, but now you need them for everything. Number 5, the NSA collects and stores every phone call, text message, and internet search you make without a warrant through secret programs revealed by Edward Snowden. Number 6, the government can legally seize your property and money through civil forfeiture, even if you're never charged with a crime. They just have to suspect it's connected to illegal activity. Number 7, the government has admitted to covering up UFO sightings for 70 years and recently confirmed that unidentified aerial phenomena are real and unexplained. Number 8, there are secret courts called FISA courts that approve government surveillance requests in complete secrecy with no public oversight. They approve 99.97% of all requests.
So Martin Lawrence was recently on a Breakfast Club, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, something sound very, very off about his voice. Y'all gotta hear it. Also, Charlemagne brung up how people say if you wear a dress in Hollywood, you sold out or you're part of the Illuma, you know. And this is what Martin had to say.
I also wondered too, but growing up, watching you play Sinead, watching you in Big Mama's house, I never thought anything of it. I just thought it was funny. But nowadays, you hear people say, "Oh, that you got to sell your soul in Hollywood, and that's humiliation rituals and the Illuminati." Yeah. What do you think of that?
It's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
What?
Doing what I do and doing Big Mama and characters like that, Shanae or whatever. These are strong black women, and I'm a comedian, and I'm not a...
Do you know what else is under the authority of the crown?
What?
Disney World in Orlando, Florida.
What does that mean? How?
Ron DeSantis was trying to take away their self-governing, because Disney has always been like a self-governing entity within Florida, so they don't pay taxes, the taxes that major businesses and do stuff in Florida do. Like, they started getting into politics. Disney was like, he's like, if you're going to get into politics, let's get into
play
politics.
yeah.
But Ron DeSantis lost that battle because it came out that Disney's like, hey, why don't you just read this piece of paper that we have? It says, we are under the Royal Family Clause, which basically means Disney World within Florida is technically owned by the royal family of England.
How?
I don't know how that works either.
I don't know how they did it. They did some sort of exchange. I tried to do a ton of research.
Did they fund it?
They would have had to have like given the land to the crown, and now it's protected.
Yeah, they basically said the U.S. cannot tax what is the royal families.
Why? Why do they own U.S. land? Get out of here! Come on!
Influencers will be the first to take the mark of the beast. And I believe that they are being primed to do it, to influence the masses to follow their lead and also take the mark of the beast. Think about how much power and influence these people have. And yet, like, celebrities are cool, and I also believe that they'll play a big part in this. But influencer culture and how, honestly, they've risen to the A-list celebrity of life, they are going to downplay the mark of the beast. It's going to come out and they're going to say, oh, everybody's going to take it. Everybody's taking it. They're even going to create ads for the mark of the beast. I'm going to show you a world that if you take the mark of the beast, your life will be exponentially better. They're also going to be offered millions and millions and millions of dollars to influence you to accept the mark of the beast. And you might think I'm just yapping, but I'm not. Revelation says that he will cause, now remember this word cause, all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, which is worship to him. The word cause does not associate with the word force. He's not going to force people. He's going to cause them. He's going to use pawns like celebrities to get people. Imagine if a celebrity's traveling during a time where you can't travel unless you accept something. Imagine that these influencers are traveling and they're doing a stream or they're doing some type of YouTube video or TikTok video, and they're traveling and they're telling you that you can only travel if you receive this mark, or you can only get this type of car if you receive this mark, or they're just doing little small campaigns for this mark. Influencers are pawns, and they're going to be used in the last days. They're being primed for it right now. They're being given the world right now. They're being given the minds of the youth. I know the saying where it says that if your friend jumps off a bridge, will you jump off a bridge? I truly believe that all of these influences have the power to make people jump off of bridges with them. So beware of the influencers in the last days, because they will be used as pawns. Money is the root of all evil. I'm telling y'all, money is the root of all evil.
This is definitely going to start being the case very soon, because people don't really care about celebrities and actors as much anymore, as much as these influencers. The youth is growing up with these people that they watch every single day. And this new upcoming wave of streamers and influencers are going to be the people that are really making the difference. And it's people we just got to wake up and stop supporting people that sell out and do all these weird things for money.
I'm not sure if this is true, but it sure looks like it was true. 10 years ago, over a decade ago, Ryan found a cave that led to Disneyland restrooms. The entrance of a secret cave that goes into Disneyland. I don't know about this part, but I do know about this part. Watch the video until the end, share this video with someone you love, care, and respect, and what's your thoughts in the comments section.
Entrance of the secret cave that goes into Disneyland. Now, if this works and it actually does go into Disneyland, I have an annual pass, so I'm not trying to steal admission. Here goes. It's kind of short. was real.
All right, so think about the most insane celebrity you know. It doesn't matter. Rick James is probably more insane. Now, real quick, y'all know Rick James, right? Very popular singer in the 80s. You may also know him from that Chappelle Show skit, I'm Rick James. No, but today we're going to be talking about the time he used to kidnap people. See, Rick James had a problem. He was on that stuff. One day, this record executive named Mary gets a call. It's from Rick James. He says, look, Mary, I need some help with some record label stuff. Mary says, well, that makes sense. You're famous singer Rick James. I'm on my way. So Mary goes over to the Sunset Tower in Hollywood where Rick James is at. She walks in his room. She sees Rick James and his then girlfriend, Tanya. They said, can we offer you any refreshment? We got water, we got chips, we got cocoa. It's the early 90s. I'm talking about that cocoa. Mary, the record executive, said, oh, let me get some water and a side of cocoa. They all dabble in a little cocoa. Rick James says, okay, so Mary, why I called you here is because I want to start my own record label. I just wanted to know some logistics. Mary said, great question. Suddenly, Tanya starts yelling at Rick out of nowhere. They begin to argue. Rick said, man, Tanya, watch out, we got company. Tanya said, man, I don't care about all that. Mary said, oh, maybe I should go. Mary packs up her stuff. She leaves. Tanya then stops Mary at the elevator. She says, Mary, I'm so sorry. You know, we shouldn't have done that in front of you. Please come back. Mary says, all right. She goes back. And here's where things start to get wicked. As soon as Mary gets back, she starts discussing the ins and outs of record labels. Tanya suddenly just gets upset at Mary, starts yelling at Mary. Mary says, nah, slow down, Tanya. Tanya says, slow down where? Boom! She suddenly smacks Mary. Mary looks at Rick. Rick smacks Mary too. They both start going ham on Mary, Rick and Tanya. And this is for no apparent reason. Mary loses consciousness. She then wakes up after they splash water on her, and then they continue going ham on her. Now, Mary at this point is injured and confused. She looks at the time and realizes Rick has kept her for 20 hours. Rick then says to Mary, okay, Mary, you can go. But please don't call the cops. Mary gets up. She leaves. She calls the cops. The cops said, hold on, you talking about famous singer Rick James? Mary said, I know, you're probably not going to believe me. No, the cops said, no, we believe you. He's on bail for doing the same thing a month ago. Yeah, Rick and his girlfriend Tanya just got out on bail for kidnapping somebody for 6 days and doing them way worse than they did Mary. So the police go over to Rick and Tanya. They said, put your hands behind your back. They said, all right, that's fair. And the court case itself was quick. While Mary is repeating the story of what Rick and Tanya did to her, people hear loud snoring in the courtroom. Rick James sleep. Rick James' lawyer said, Your Honor, my client has just been a little sick lately. He hasn't been getting too much sleep. The judge said, all right, let's perform a recess. Hold on, is she smiling? The lawyer said, The jury said, don't even worry about it. We're going to say guilty. The lawyer said, all right, that's fair. Now, the only thing they could prove was the assault charge. So Rick got 5 years, Tanya got 4 years, and they were ordered to pay $1 million to Mary, the music executive.
They gotta start being harsher on crimes. This dude literally had just kidnapped somebody and they let him out. And what did he do? The exact same thing. It's just kind of like people are not learning from their actions. If your homie steals a cookie from your cookie jar and you leave the cookie jar around him again, what is he gonna do? He's gonna steal your cookies because you did not do anything about it. You let him steal your cookies and he's gonna steal some more. So see, but that's when you take the cookie jar and you just throw it at him. So then he's never gonna steal your cookies again because he knows, oh, if I go take his cookies, he's gonna hit me with a cookie jar. I think that would really solve everything if we just started throwing cookie jars at people.
What if people start getting accused on shit based on AI videos?
Oh, I already seen some shit. The Jake Paul.
What Jake Paul?
Where there was like him doing full makeup, him in dresses.
Oh, yeah.
And then
And
his
it looks
girlfriend.
real.
Yes, and his girlfriend was like, I don't like this. And like people are getting mad off that. He wasn't getting mad. He obviously ran with it because
it's a joke. Yeah.
But his family. Yo, you see your kid, you know what I mean?
And it looks real.
And it looks fucking real,
And it looks
fam.
real as fuck. Bro, did you see the ones where it's like a raccoon getting away from a police officer? He's like driving a car.
No.
Yeah, there's so many of those. There's SpongeBob SquarePants. Like, it's all, you know, the body cam footage of a police officer. It's like, I'm getting away from you. And it drives off in a whip. It's
all from Sora, right?
It's like SpongeBob
Yeah,
SquarePants. Yeah, and Sora 2 is crazy. It literally looks real shit.
Yeah.
But I can still tell it's AI. It's not perfect yet.
Okay.
You can still see.
Yeah, I like the mouth and shit like that.
Yeah, there's still some shit that looks off. The
Yeah.
craziest ones though, the skateboard videos. I've seen AI skateboard videos that look so real.
Really?
And it legit just looks like a regular skateboard video.
Really? I did not know about those though.
And I can imagine, fam, like what if you start a whole career
Of AI?
faking skateboard tricks?
Oh, that would be mad. And then you gotta
could
deal
do
with
that.
Supreme? Oh,
Yeah, fam.
crazy. Nah.
Yeah, I think eventually it's gonna be really hard to tell whether someone did a crime or not based on like fabricated. Before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys. Their phones were being spied on. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately.
Ain't no way this is real. Some weird shit is going on with these three, bruh. Even the fact that Bad Bunny is headlining the NFL Super Bowl. First, we're gonna start with LeBron. Is he trying to send Donald Trump a message? Because as you can see, it's a shirt with a flag and then it say DT on it. And then he got on the Jordans, y'all. I thought you was better than Jordan. Wow, why you rocking Jordans, fool? Then you got Bad Bunny. Look at his face, y'all. He looks strung out. Am I tripping? He looked like he been through a lot in the last couple weeks. He did get the gimmick to headline the Super Bowl. What did he have to do to get that? And then why the he still got the tag on, fool? What's going on? And I know he on Jay-Z lower back. Why is his hand on Jay-Z lower back? They both got their arm around him right here. I don't know what the fuck is really going on, fool. This some weird shit. Then you got Jay-Z with the alfalfa. Look at that joint just sticking up. I don't know, y'all. It's probably some things I missed in this picture. That's why I need y'all to let me know what y'all noticed.
I've seen enough. They were all kissing Diddy. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video. What made you tremble in your boots. And we're going to be on to the next one.